Let's go here. Let's start a KoBr Brigand. We turn off everything except for short blades, which we are gonna train to 12. And then let's advertise my stream. There we go. I have advertised my stream. I have started the new character, and we are ready to begin. All right. I've been thinking about switching my stream program, like my streaming program. I have Streamlabs, but I think Streamlabs kinda sucks compared to the normal OBS or like to the real OBS. Streamlabs' thing is just like a custom version that they made, and there was like a whole mess surrounding that about a year ago or so. The people in charge of the OBS project were like very annoyed because when Streamlabs started doing their thing, they were like, "Yo, we're gonna use like the name of OBS for our program," and they were like, "No, don't use the name OBS," but they still did it anyway. And so yeah, not only that, but like Streamlabs OBS is just like more. Mm, I don't know how to put it, but like more restrictive. And also, there's some things that like you have to pay for, like quality of life stuff that you really shouldn't have to pay for. Okay, I'm gonna die to this endoplasm or this rat or none. Okay, pretty rough, however. Did I get hit by double freeze or something? Hmm. Triple freeze, actually. No wonder I almost died there. I got hit by triple freeze. Freeze is like super messed up in this low level part of the game since it ignores your evasion. And yeah, at this point, well, I have 21 HP, right? So it's definitely gonna deal a lot of damage. A percentage of maximum HP wise, I mean. Mm, okay, fortunately I was able to kill that Quokka. With Quokkas, you never know if you're actually gonna be able to kill them or not. Mm, not a big fan of it. Yeah, when it comes to the early game, and I guess the whole game, I personally think that Rift Wizard just does it way better. Rift Wizard is wonderful since it's so fair. I like games that are fair, and Crawl does have some pretty unfair stuff at times. I don't like those things about Crawl one bit. I think they're just like things that result in feels bad moments. Mm, and since Rift Wizard has very little, almost zero of that, it's okay. Uh, to be completely fair, Rift Wizard does have some stuff that can be absolute BS and can kill you. Most noticeably on floor 25, which is a floor that you have very little control over. Mordred can just decide to summon a bunch of things to fight you that synergize very well with each other and with Mordred and can just kill you. Mm. Okay, we're searching for the altar of Jian, which we should be able to use to win very easily. I don't want to fight those gnolls. I should definitely not fight those gnolls because they're gonna kill me because I'm a kobold with 9 armor class. My armor class is kind of okay for this point. I did find a ring of protection very early. Quite convenient for me to have that item. Mm. My weekend was okay. As always, I went out and met a friend. My friend who has like the magic business, but he always goes out to the spots where people usually gather to trade magic, and he sells like on Saturday for like a solid 8 hours or so, and he gets a lot of business. So I don't really get to interact a lot with him because I don't wanna like bother him while he's working. But I always go and say hi at least. Mm. On Sunday I didn't really get anything done. I didn't feel like going out. Just took some pictures to sell some collectibles that I have. Yeah, I have a fair amount of stuff that I got when I was younger, like box and that kind of thing, and I really don't get any use out of them. They don't even serve as like good memories or like anything. So I just had them like stored for a solid decade or so. And I have decided to start selling those things because like why not? I think it's the right time to do it. And over the weekend I sold quite a few of those things actually. I didn't really think that they were gonna have that much value, but apparently people do find some worth in those things. It's not like I really got a lot out of selling all those things, but yeah, it's not bad. Enough to eat for a couple of days. Mm, for me and my mom, of course. So yeah, that sounds pretty good to me. My plan with all those collectibles and stuff is to see if I can like save enough money to send my mom to Europe because that's been her dream for life pretty much. Like if you ask her what she wanted to do in life, it was always go to Europe. And she has never been able to do it. And she also got me all of those things when I was young, like all the snacks and stuff where the pucks came out, or like where the pucks were released. So might as well just like pay it back like that. It's kind of like savings, except that she didn't know. Um, and yeah, she just kind of wanted me to throw away all of those things, but I think I can get a lot more value just by like selling them instead of just giving them away or just throwing them away. hmm So I've been doing that. Mm, I think this is a pretty bad situation. Yeah, we cannot really run away from things here, and these things are way too powerful for me to be able to survive them. Okay, we got blinking, so at least we can guarantee not dying, but I would like to get to a port. Okay, acquirement doesn't quite do it right now. 7 league boots. I think that disables stabbing. I think you literally cannot stab if you use 7 league boots. Impossible to remain stealthy when taking such strides. Let me make sure. Regardless, I don't think I will immediately acquire anything here. The rapier is pretty strong, Venom brand after all. The gold is cute. The amulet of faith, I don't particularly care. So yeah, it would be either of these three. They're okay, but they're not great. Neither of these is great. I don't think gold can ever be great. Like you can get 13, 1400 gold, and it will only be as good as whatever you have in a shop. And since I don't have any shops, this amount of gold is not great. It can't be great. It could become great, but it's not immediately great. Um, all right, so Ardell says that there is no way for me to remain stealthy while using 7 league boots. So yeah, I don't think we're going to. Wow, no teleport. It seems that we are not going to get a lot of teleport. Wow, seriously. How many scrolls did I have? I think I've been reading scrolls for like 10 turns. And no teleport. Yeah, now I cannot melee these guys. Like, I cannot get them killed because that would kill me. I have a wand of charming, however. Try to charm something. but I would get killed. I think what I'm going to do is just read a blink to the edge of the screen, then try to charm the other. And that's exactly what I wanted to see. It's a shame that I was just caught by three kinda dangerous things right in the open. Mm, because I was powerful enough to kill like any of those in a 1 versus 1, but not really if I was fighting them all at the same time. Now these goblins, they're not as much of an issue unless Robin mighties them, in which case they're worrisome, and Robin did mighty them. But I was still able to kill them all regardless. Pretty nice. Lots of goblins. By D4, it's not that dangerous to be fighting Robin. But D2 Robin, for example, can be absolutely deadly. It's just a bit too much for a D2 character. We got a sling that I am not going to use because I don't particularly enjoy ranged weapons as they are right now. And I don't think that will ever change. I think they're just gonna stay like this forever. But yeah, if I have to choose between using heavy armor and using launchers, I think I'm just gonna stick with my heavy armor. And I say that because, in case you don't know, you probably know, but in case you don't know, there is the whole thing where your armor weight negatively affects the attack delay of your weapons. Pretty bad indeed. Not as bad as fighting a couple of gnolls. Yeah, like if I have less than 50 HP or so, I'm fighting gnolls, it's really scary. Especially, well, at least this one has a spear. It could be worse. And yeah, I'm dying here. Okay. That's not terrible. As long as I find the traction as well, because one of those guys has a polearm. I think I can also throw some darts until it dies. And now I'm gonna creak for attention to pull some guys to continue fighting while I have 3 form. I would have liked to, be in 3 form for the remainder of the fight, but it's okay. Should be able to win this. Hitting things with a -2 dagger is kinda painful. Yeah, not gonna lie, it's kinda painful. Okay, we just stabbed the Null Boda. New monster, rework of the Null Shaman. Now instead of having haste, it has might, or it has swiftness, everything, which is pretty spooky. But in my opinion, it is way more reasonable than haste other. Haste other was just too messed up. Okay, let's get rid of that center. Like nothing. Let's see if we can stab these guys. Okay, I got 2. Good enough. 3. Long swords. Nice, in case I wanna go ahead and use long blades. I already have one. We have not found any branded short blades. It's D6, and we have yet to find the branded short blade. Oh, there's the temple. Yeah, I forgot about going into the temple. Let me go Jian. Okay. There is an entrance to a Bailey on this level. Let's see if we can find it. And we can, because we have magic mapping. So, yep, free Bailey. And also a very important corridor Crucial corridor to the dungeon. Absolutely necessary for the experience. Branded boots. Let's see what we get. If it's rampaging, I cannot use it because rampaging is kind of punished. Or like rampaging destroys your stealth. I mean, oh wow, I got +1 boots when I enchanted the boots. Should have enchanted the helmet or something. But how could I have known? Yeah, it was just bad luck. Um, oh, okay, yeah, I got a Woodgie and stuff. Didn't really keep it in mind, but it's nice that I have access to those things now. Oh, it's the one with the launchers. I'm pretty sure it's the one with the launchers. At least it's significantly nerfed, and now it is much more reasonable to actually do it. I should probably get some fighting instead of getting stealth. I'm gonna get 15 fighting because these guys have like no fighting skill. Kurare. Okay, hit the warrior. The warrior has an arbalest. I don't want to get hit by that. Too much at least. These guys all have arbalests. I guess they do, but maybe they should have slings. Having them all have arbalests is kind of messed up. But at least they don't really like to shoot them. They just walk straight towards me and attack me. Okay, this should be easy. Yeah, it's just as easy as lining myself in the door, opening the door, and then lunging towards them. And that just kills them like nothing. Pretty good. Pretty good indeed. Okay, now let's see. I have no identify, no invisibility, no attraction, no Jian piety. That's not what I wanted to see. There is a potion of experience, so this is definitely worth in surviving here. It's just that it's gonna be really, really difficult. I'm gonna use my blinking. Not gonna escape, obviously. I want that potion of experience. Curare. That's fine. This guy has a glaive. No wonder it actually hits pretty hard. Wow, I lost one of the Kirares. Yeah, that's a shame. Not much to do about it, however. Extremely poison, and now I run for my life. Before being able to kill the knight, I need to pick up my Kirare. Okay, fortunately I don't encounter the knight, and I can pick up one of my Kirare at least. I don't think the knight died from the poison from before, and yeah, it's right there at full HP. Shoot Kirare. It misses. Let's try charming. 31% to charm. Yeah, it's not gonna do it. I think it's gonna kill me if I don't do something interesting. How do we do this? It's pretty difficult to position in such a way that I can actually kill these guys. Yeah, I guess I launch, and yeah, of course that's what's gonna happen. I have Cirque? I don't have Cirque. Okay, I might die here, but just because this guy's too powerful. Yeah, having Cirque would be nice here. Okay, I managed to kill the guy. Pretty rough that my Kirare dart missed. That was indeed very bad. But fortunately, 3 form was enough to be able to kill that guy. Okay, now I get my reward. I would say that the amount of consumables that I spent for this potion of experience was astonishing. But there's not much to do about it. Okay, let's just get out of here. Alright, at the end of the day I did get a potion of experience, so I guess it's fine. I'm gonna drink a potion of experience now. 14.5 fighting. pretty good indeed. We got a lot of experience out of doing that. And now I have 80 HP. I think it was like how low on HP was I when I fought the Orc Knight? Let's see. 55 HP, and now I have 80. It was such a gargantuan upgrade to my character to be able to get that potion. Oh, scimitar. That's pretty cool because now I can train for long blades. Like that's much better than the longsword that I was thinking about using before. Oh, you know what I should do? Maybe I should acquire that rapier. Mm, Rapiers are pretty good for killing things that are heavily armored like these guys. I might do it. Might do that. But for now, how do I get rid of this guy? I don't see a lot that I could do other than spam my wand of ice blast. Oh, I have condenser vein. I guess I could do that. Look at that. Condenser vein just completely destroyed the orc warrior. Pretty good. Gave me quite the reward in the form of the scimitar. Hmm. 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 One of these guys has a spear. Okay, spear is nothing. The weakness status effect is also not the worst thing ever. Since I already deal very little damage, it doesn't really mean that much. Okay, fortunately the one with the spear was not using a halberd. The difference between a halberd null and a spear null is so massive. Like, the halberd null can easily kill me. Well, maybe not with 80 HP, but you know, it's significantly more scary, and like it can actually stick in some damage to my character, where the spear null can't. Yeah, it really can't. We got a substantial upgrade that makes me glad that I didn't acquire the thing that I was gonna acquire, the Rapier of Venom, because now we have a Dagger of Venom, which is effectively the same thing. Of course, the Rapier deals more damage, but we don't really care about base damage on a short blade anyway. Like it's at short blade, it doesn't deal damage. If you want something that actually deals damage, you should go for long blades, which is what I am going to do with this character. I think that it is going to go really, really well when we get it done. Prince Rivet just gets completely staffed. Going around stabbing everything with my 12 stealth, pretty good. Let's see what we can get here. I think 15 dodging doesn't sound terrible. Just go hard on my defensive skills as much as possible. Erika, okay, that's not very good. Yeah, I can kill Erika, but I probably need to be at full HP, and I was not really at full HP. Let's go downstairs. Ooh, that's not good. I don't have Serpent Slash, I don't have Teleport, I don't have Blinking, I don't have Haste, I have Heal Wounds. I guess I'm using Heal Wounds. Yeah, the Steam Dragon wakes up immediately. That's so rough. Do I have Whirlwind yet? I do. Jian is really powerful. Yeah, that thing that I just did, like fighting all of those things at the same time, is what I would consider to be quite powerful. We also got a very substantial weapon upgrade, potentially, in the form of that short sword of electrocution. That's a pretty good amulet. Yeah, that's a pretty good amulet. We're putting it on. We also have some other rings, but they're trash. Yeah, we don't care about these. We might care about the Ring of Mana, considering that I just put on an amulet of Guardian Spirit. But yeah, pretty good amulet of Guardian Spirit. 2 pips of cold resistance and resistance to corrosion, and a bit of extra dexterity to boot. It's not the greatest thing ever, but it is pretty good regardless. Okay, we just managed to completely assassinate a Jackvant. Pretty good. Berserker of Wujian? No, Brigand. Berserker of Wujian doesn't work. I wouldn't do that. I like to do things that don't kill me, and that would kill me. Hmm. Okay, yeah. With my 19 evasion, these guys have a hard time hitting me. They don't hit me in a rather consistent manner. And even when they do, they don't really deal that much damage to me. Hmm. Man, Gujian is pretty good now with attacks of opportunity. Because the way that it works is that if you're doing Gujian martial arts, you're completely immune to attacks of opportunity. Okay, we just staff Maggie like nothing. We get Steam skills out of that, but I already have them. I have a Robo Willpower. That's why I haven't been picking up those Steam skills or those ring mails, highly enchanted ring mails that are pretty good, but unfortunately, not really compatible with my will to not get hexed. I really, really don't want to get hexed. Getting hexed is just the worst thing ever. Mm. Okay, goodbye troll. Experience level 12 by D9. It's crazy. Probably some of that is the result of the the Bailey that I did. Okay, we completely assassinate a null band, and that kind of thing is why people like playing Stagverse. But I don't like the coin flipping nature of it, like the whole you either absolutely destroy the monsters or then you are like left completely unable to do anything. That's part of the reason why I'm playing this character, because now with the changes to long blades, I think there is a very serious and very real possibility of such a thing no longer being the case. Like now, if the dudes wake up, you can just switch to your real weapon and do well. Yeah, like for example, these guys are completely immune to poison, right? So I just switched to the short sword of electrocution, which is something that you could do before, but it's very early in the game, and what I really want to see is me doing kind of the late game version of that, where I switch from my stabbing implement to a real weapon when the monsters wake up instead of getting stabbed. And in this case, the real weapon is probably going to be either the scimitar or a demon blade or a double sword. I obviously would love to see a double sword, but there is no guarantee that I encounter one. It also is a two-hander for a kobold. Unfortunately, kobolds are smaller than you would think, and some things are two-handers for them. Double swords being one of those things, which is kind of tragic in my opinion, since if it was not the case, they would be able to use the very powerful combination of a double sword and a shield. Yeah, I don't think Kobold Berserker is that good. I mean, you do get some value out of going Berserker, since Berserking gives you 50% extra HP, and HP is pretty good for not dying, especially very early in the game. But it is kinda lame to be a Berserker. You also start with very little dexterity, I think, when you start Berserker. Okay, I have Kirare for this guy. I am going to Kirare this guy. Yep. I don't want to launch towards it. Maybe I should do that, actually. Yeah, Serpent Slash, because I got it. Okay, the two-head ogre was unable to hit me while I did all of that. And now I can just, like, throw darts at it. It is extremely poisoned since I'm using a weapon of venom. And so it dies. Worship me, mortal, and I shall grant you the greatest gift of all. I think it's funny because you can get something. I think some directly gives you an item if you worship when you get that altar. But obviously I don't want to do that since I'm already a worshipper of Jian. Jian happens to be perfect for what I'm trying to do today. Yep, the whole thing of dancing around and just like murdering everything, pretty good. These guys being undead are not particularly affected by poison. Might as well switch to the short sword of electrocution. And I think for Lair I'm also gonna switch to that. Kobold of Wujian is great. Not only are you guaranteed to stab things uh, just by like using Serpent Slash the moment that they enter line of sight, you're almost guaranteed, like it's a 99% chance to stab things. Um, the only way that you wouldn't stab things when they enter your line of sight as a Kobold of Wujian is if they are in a position like the Gargoyle before, where you are in a corridor and you cannot really use the two free motions from Serpent Slash to position yourself in such a way that you can actually stab the thing. That's literally the only way that you don't get free stabs. Other than that, you get to stab a lot of dudes. So I would say that Wujian is pretty good for the purposes of stabbing. Uskayo is also really, really great. Both of them are really good for stabbing. Unlike Menos, for example. I would say that Menos is like Sif Muna for stabbing, where the community, or like where not really the community, but like new player impression would be something along the lines of, oh yeah, like this god really likes you to be in the shadows, so it's obviously the god for stealth, right? And Sif Muna is like the god of spellcasting, right? Because it gives you spells. But in reality, the true gods for stabbing are Wujian and Uskoyo, and the true god for spellcasting is Behumet. Yep. What do we have here? +3 dagger of freezing. Doesn't really do a lot. Freezing brand is awful on such a small weapon, so I'm not even gonna bother with it. But I am going to bother with evocations since I have Condenser Bane. I think it is a very reasonable thing to get at least 15 evocations with my character. Let's go to Lure. I think I can kill Erika now. Okay, don't realize. Oh, she noticed me. That's fine. Erika is as sick as possible, but I kinda don't wanna like just stab her. Oh, she went invisible. Invisibility is bad for my current character. I would say so, because if a monster is invisible, even though I may know what it is, I won't get martial arts attacks on the invisible monsters. So I would really, really, really want to get some See Invisible by the time I start seeing some invisible monsters in a rather consistent fashion. Okay, my 25 evasion got the job done there. None of those guys stood a chance against my very large amounts of evasion. Let's go do Lair for real this time. Yeah, I think I should switch to the short sword for Lair. Because Lair has a bunch of monsters that are unfortunately poison resistant, such as these black mambas and king toads. Yeah, the infamous Lair 1 black mamba, like as the first thing that you see in Lair. It is so messed up. Okay, there we go. Not bad, not bad. But I think I could have gotten a bit more procs of the whole electrocution brand. So we have two enchant weapons, and we also have a scimitar of flaming that I could use. Oh, I got a +2 pair of boots. I should maybe put that on. And I think I can also switch to the ring mail fire resistance, just for Lure, since there is not a lot of hexers in Lure. There is some basilisks, and that's pretty much it. But they shouldn't be terrible. I've had them be terrible before, but hopefully not this time. I think I would just get a lot more value out of the armor class than I would out of the willpower here, since there's so many things that check my armor class, but only one dude that checks my willpower. Okay. Yeah, so far so good. I do have to say that the early game is definitely like not indicative of the way that the game is gonna go as a whole. We have had some repeated instances where I just destroy the early game and then I enter a room branch and I die in like my first or second fight. So we shall see how it goes today. But I am hopeful. I found some pretty okay stuff. The amulet of guardian spirit that I got is respectable enough to for me to want to use it. And yeah, that's 22 extra HP. So I effectively have around 113 HP instead of the 91 that appears to be right there. And yeah, that's nice. I can definitely appreciate that. Ooh, okay, gauntlet. This might be a big deal for my character, finding this gauntlet. Getting shafted into a portal vault is never fun, but I think this character can do it like it's nothing. And there we go. Alrighty. Now let's see what we would get from here. Ring of a Tortoise, Scroll of Acquirement, Rendered Boots, Rendered Helmet. There is a lot of juice in this gauntlet. A lot of juice. I hope that I can get more than one thing. And yeah, I can get at least two things. Three things. Okay, let's go. So it's either a Ring of a Scroll of Acquirement or the three of the Ring of the Tortoise, the Rendered Boots, and the Rendered Helmet. Like, the decision is super easy. If you don't go for the thing that gives you the most value, it's not necessarily wrong because the things that are in the gauntlet might be able to kill you, but yeah, I don't know. I am a huge advocate of the whole greatness at all costs philosophy, at least when playing Crawl. So I would rather take this risk and just kill all of these guys and get a lot of loot out of doing so. I have fire resistance. Oh, ring mail fire resistance. I have that equipped. Okay, we should be fine. I can also put on the ring of fire resistance. Use the ring of mana, potentially permanently. There's a good chance that this is the final time that I use this ring of mana, or for mana slash HP, since I have the ring of a tortoise right here, and I might just use that instead for greater amounts of protection. I think 8 armor class does a lot more for keeping me alive than a measly 9 HP. So let's put this on. And anyway, like even if I don't use the Ring of the Tortoise, or like if I don't wanna use, or rather, when I want to lose a ring, it's gonna be the Ring of Protection that I have. It's not gonna be the Ring of the Tortoise, so it's a pretty good ring. I often find it, and I don't really use it that much. The Ring of the Tortoise. It's just that I seem to always find it on characters that have issues with resistances and stuff. This is a pretty good helmet. The resistances that it gives are like pretty much the same as the resistances that come from my amulet, but that's good because I can now take off the amulet and not lose those resistances, which is likely to happen. Let's go to the next one. The next one has a Hellhound, I think, so it might not be a terrible idea to go back to my Ring of Fire resistance. Oh, it's wolves. For some reason, I was under the impression that there was a Hellhound there. Also, I took off the Ring of the Tortoise by accident. I wanted to take off the other one. Necromancer and some wolves. At least I was able to get rid of the wolves. So now the Necromancer doesn't have any simulacra to generate. Not bad. These boots are kinda not the greatest thing ever, but they're also not terrible. The weakness to fire is rough, but they are good enough so that I don't want to drop them. Yeah, like they're not negatively enchanted and they have willpower. So if I find myself with an excess of fire resistance, it would be a nice pair of boots to use. Let me rest to full HP. So overall, I would say that I got a lot of juice, a lot of sauce out of doing this. Um, yeah, very, very good to have done this. Now let's hope that these guys don't ruin my day. Oh, they are in the process of ruining my day. Yeah, this is pretty bad since I cannot really reposition. Something went invisible. Oh no, it's the Bogart. It's the Bogart. That's the invisible thing. There we go. Okay. Rest to full HP. Going to the Minotaur's Den. The Minotaur is up. I don't have invisibility. It would be really nice to have for dealing with this Minotaur. Mm, mm. Oh, big stab on the Minotaur. Dealt a lot of damage. Okay, got an attack of opportunity on me. I just wanted it to be in this position where I can Heavenly Storm it, like do martial arts, because that makes me able to kill it faster. And yeah, that was such a huge deal. That sword has a lot of text on it, and it is not a great text. I think I would maybe use it if I was interested in a sky weapon for intelligence, but like I am not really interested in such a thing with this character. And I'm saying maybe because it also has -3 strength, which might be a big deal for a spellcaster. The short sword of Venom has negative willpower. The dagger is respectable, but at the end of the day, it is only a dagger. You like Deed for casting too. Yeah, Deed for casting is not terrible. I like it too, because Deed copies your conjurations. So you get like double stone arrow and that kind of thing. And that is pretty good. Okay. Gonna drop these boots and I will come back to them if I decide that I need them. But for now, I am very happy to stick to what I'm currently using. Let's go upstairs too, since I got shafted 2 floors after all. I would rather go back to a level that's hypothetically easier. 8 Scrolls of Teleport, finally. After not finding any at all or in the early dungeon. Might have to wall jump here, but rather I would like to, yeah, make a spot for me to be able to wall jump. I find it a bit surprising that I didn't kill anything there with wall jump.
My wife still doesn't believe in me!
Yeah.
Hello, Prince Cosmo. Thank you for 7 months. I appreciate it. I hope everything has been going well for you. Oh, yesterday I posted like my new non-gameplay video on YouTube. I was just talking about why I don't often do extended. Because people always ask me to do extended runs, and I don't like it that much. So now I can point to them. I can point at the video, so they can watch it if they want to know why I don't like doing extended. Extended might seem like a fascinating place for like a less experienced player, but it really is not. Yeah, for a more experienced player, the early game is where it's at. Like the whole finding new stuff and adapting what you're trying to do to the things that you find and that kind of thing, or getting lucky and being able to do the things that you set out for doing. That's also pretty cool. Rabbit Girl, yeah. Video was good, lol. How am I liking Cobalt? Well, it's not the first time that I win Cobalt. I think it is powerful, since the whole change to attack of opportunity, or like the whole change to swords. But I haven't gotten to the point where I can put into practice what I think. I always get destroyed in the mid game because it's the mid game. So yeah, like the idea is that I eventually transition from stabbing into doing a real way to kill things, which would be hitting them with a pretty big sword. Ideally a double sword or a demon blade, but I guess I could also use a scimitar. Your best wrong was a kobold stabber, which died. So similar to the one that I'm playing right now. Yeah, it might be a good idea for you to like take what I'm doing here today with this character as a bit of an inspiration. Mm, okay, so now I could get some armor, but I could also get some long blades. I'm gonna get some armor. Yeah, 10 armor should be enough for a bit. It should also give me a bit more evasion. I am extremely tanky for this point in the game. Like, normal characters wouldn't be as tanky as these. 2520 is just insane for now. We got a Ring of Evasion, but I'm not really gonna use it. I like my 12 armor class that I get from my rings. Yeah, that's pretty insane. Like, actually crazy how I have 12 armor class from rings. Oh, the acquirement. The acquirement has 7 league boots, which don't let me staff, and Amulet of Fate, which I don't care about. The rapier that I very briefly considered. So I'm getting the gold because I'm not really gonna use any of the other things anymore. Dagger of Freezing, we don't care about that. I'm gonna use Serpent Slash here to get some staffs. Yeah, I wanted to reduce the amount of elephants that were hitting me at the same time. I really like Wujian. Like if you want to run around stabbing people, Wujian really is the best choice. Uskoyo is also nice, but Wujian is the best choice. Also, if Rupert was to paralyze me here, I would probably die. I would like to leave the level now. Wujian's Serpent Slash also serves as an escape option. I could Serpent Slash away from this guy, but I didn't really feel like it. Now it's only one elephant, so it just dies really easily. Magic mapping for the volcano. Maybe it will give me a double sword of flaming. But more realistically, it's gonna give me like a buckler of flaming, or maybe ring mail, scale mail, leather armor of flaming. Those ones are significantly more likely. Volcanoes never have anything that's absolutely incredible. Let's do the same thing again. Yeah, let's do the same thing again. Okay, just didn't want them to wake up. Midnight Sumo is on. Yeah, like I know the sumo tournament started this Saturday for me. I guess Saturday going into Sunday, but it started on Sunday in Japan. So I've been watching it. Terunofuji lost on day 1, and then he won on day 2. It's been pretty exciting so far. Wakata Kakage not looking good at all. It's unfortunate. He's kind of losing his chance to go for the Oseki run. Everyone was so convinced. I was so convinced. But it's not going well for him. But maybe he brings it back and just wins all the remainder of the tournament. Okay, using Serpent Slash there was fantastic. It got me so many kills, including a two-head ogre that was super annoying. Oh, I thought that I was under the impression that I was only gonna have um, to fight one room of enemies. I thought that there was one room that was empty, one room with loot, and one room with enemies. But it seems that there's two rooms with enemies in this salamander volcano. At least it's not mighty salamanders. Okay, now there's the two-head ogre, but I think I can kill it. Like, I have 27 armor class. If I don't kill this guy, that would be super weird. It does get me with 2 hits, which is a bit unfortunate. But now I think I'm good. I'm just gonna rest inside one of these rooms for safety. Lots of messages. Gloves of Stealth. That certainly fits what I'm doing with these characters, so I'm gonna take them. Ooh, Cloak of Fire Resistance is a premium It's a premium item. It is so premium, in fact, that I'm just gonna read a scroll of enchant armor right now and enchant that. It is extremely unlikely that I'll take that off. Unfortunately, these are two-handers. Yeah, these are two-handers for kobolds. It's a 12 damage polearm, and it's a two-hander for a kobold. Yeah. Oh, hand crossbow flaming is incredible. Yeah, hand crossbow is a really, really good item to have. Very accurate, hits from full screen. Unfortunately, however, it is also a launcher, and launchers are not what I want to use right now. But yeah, now the hand crossbow is like the pinnacle of the one-handed launchers, like, and it is pretty good because it deals a ton of damage. So if you want to use launchers, but you also want to use a shield, you probably should use a hand crossbow. As for myself, I like my 30 armor class. A lot of it is from the ringmail, but like truly, the bulk of it is from the Ring of a Tortoise and the Ring of Protection. That's 12 armor class that comes from my ring slots without having to sacrifice much in the way of resistances, at least for the early game. Later on, I'm probably gonna have to lose at least one 4 armor class for like resistance to electricity or poison resistance or something. But we shall see. It's something that I don't have to worry about yet. I can probably drop the Ring of Fire Resistance, considering that I have 2 sources of it. The Ring of Mana can go away as well. The raw willpower, I feel like I unfortunately have to carry it around, even though I don't want to use it that much. Yeah, 30 armor class by Lair 5. This might be the run that I win. I haven't won in like a week. Okay, we stab the ghost, we stab the war axe. When stabbing is good, it's really, really good. But yeah, it's just like a roller coaster. There's very violent highs and lows when it comes to stabbing in this game, and I am not that much of a fan of that. But maybe with the current state of the game, you can retain the highs while compensating a bit for the lows. That doesn't sound bad at all to me. It's just not consistent. But if it were, it would be OP. There's consistent stabbing. Consistent stabbing is going Guskoyo, since you have a paralysis at 3 pips of piety with Uskoyo, and then you just oh, I hate how Deathjacks just like wake up before I can get to them. Yeah, I was not in the position where I could just stab them. Oh, my bad, I didn't want to do that. At least I get to kinda retreat thanks to Jian allowing me to not get hit by attacks of opportunity. Yeah, look at these guys. They're pretty mauled. Oh, this looks good. Yeah, There we go. Dexterity, of course. Okay, not a lot of characters can kill a band of death yaks while under 100 of maximum HP. This guy's really doing quite well. Beautiful. It was painful, which just goes to show how brutal death yaks are, considering my fantastic defenses for this point in the game. But it went okay. Oh, what is that? It's a core staff. Yeah, we don't care about that. I'm gonna step on it just to identify it. It's a plus 12 quarter staff. That's pretty great, you know? If you were um, to find that on almost every other character, I feel like there's a good enough reason to go for Stapes, hope for a Laja tank. And even if you don't get a Laja tank, plus 12 core staff is gonna be reasonable for quite a while. Maybe not for the entirety of the game, but pretty good for quite a while, at the very least. You went Uskoyo, not Wujian on your Kobold. Okay, for Uskoyo, you really need to get some Invocations skill. Invocations skill is what determines the length of the paralysis from Uskoyo. I think after this character, after I get a successful Kobold of Wujian, I will play a Kobold of Uskoyo as well. And I will see which one of those two I like the most. Okay, I finally hit 6 pips of piety with Wujian. Not like it matters very much, to be completely fair, since it doesn't really do a lot. Yeah, Wujian won't give me like gifts or anything for amounts of piety, so yeah, I don't mind. But having 6 whips of piety means that I will be able to spam stuff, spam Heavenly Storm. Or, well, not quite spam it, but you know what I mean. It's like use it a fair amount. Okay, pretty good. I saw the Torpor Snow and I was like, nah, I don't want to have anything to do with that. I'd rather just get rid of it immediately. Let's switch to the Scimitar Flaming for this Hydra. I have a little bit of cross training for this Scimitar, but I am absolutely gonna train for it. I'm gonna turn on armor until I gain 1 more point of armor class, at which point I will turn it off for quite a while. I don't think I'm gonna turn it off for the entirety of the game, but I'm gonna turn it off for, yeah, for quite a bit, because I have other things that I would like to train for. More HP, more dexterity, more, or like not dexterity, more evasion, more weapon skill, maybe even more evocations. So pretty much more of the things that I already have. Maybe even a bit of extra stealth, since I have such a good aptitude for it. Okay, there's a couple of levels that I didn't complete. Therefore, for example, is a level that I barely mapped. Oh, because it had Rupert. Okay, yeah, good enough reason not to be here. We get rid of these elephants, and I will come back when I can somehow kill Rupert. But that is not right now. Unfortunately, we got Spider. I am going to leave Spider alone for quite a bit. Most likely it will be my 3rd rune. But considering that I am a stealth character, I might want to do the Abyss as my 3rd rune instead of doing Spider. So like, do lure, do or like do what's the other lure branch that I got? I don't know. Huh, I don't know. How come I don't know? Whatever. It might be on one of the levels that I didn't complete. It might be somewhere around here, maybe. Oh, look at that, a scroll of acquirement. Secret scroll of acquirement. Let's see what we get. Hand axe of electrocution, kite shield of rampaging. I mean, with the faith, I am getting the money, which is a pretty bad amount of money. But the other items were also pretty bad items. You know what I wanted to see? I wanted to see a plus 10 demon blade. That would have been the absolute ultimate thing to get out of that acquirement. Like, not even like branded or artifact demon blade, just like plus 10 demon blade. That's what I wanted to see. And it has happened to me before. I've gotten very highly enchanted items out of my acquirements. So it was never a thing beyond the realm of possibility. It just didn't happen. But it was also a very unlikely thing to happen as a whole. So I don't mind. Oh, I already identified everything that there was to identify very early in the game for Scrolls of Identify to be rendered completely useless, but I shall take it. Okay, we got Shoals and we got Spider. It's not gonna be pretty good. Hopefully I can find a source of light for Shoals. Otherwise, it might be pretty painful. Let's go do D12. Ah, that's not very good. Ah, that sucks. Yeah, it is a staple of the stabber to have monsters wake up when you're about to stab them. It's just like what's gonna happen. It is unavoidable, so you just have to deal with it. Okay, pretty good. Whenever I actually launch at things, they just die. They explode. They get completely disintegrated. I get 5 exclamation symbols, which is massive amounts of damage being dealt to those monsters. I think it is at the very least like above 144. Let's make sure. Yeah, at the very least 144 and a maximum of 287. With the amount of damage that I do when I staff right now, there's like pretty much nothing in this stage of the game that can survive that kind of damage. Maybe I should switch back to my Dagger of Venom. I'm starting to feel the sting from using a low damage weapon. I'm not a big fan of that. So even though I feel and I am a ridiculously tanky little kobold, I would rather just kill things faster. Let's go to work. And also, I don't know if I want to continue training armor. Been training it for a bit, and I haven't really been gaining any amount of armor class. So I'm just gonna leave it like that for now. I'll come back to armor later. Okay. Hopefully I can get some stabs on the rest of the orcs, like in the Orc 2 Bolt, just how I did right now with the low-level orcs. But it is difficult because the low-level monsters have a hard time noticing you, but the high-level, like specifically the knights and stuff, they often notice you almost immediately. Okay. Ouch. It is almost death. I wonder if I can just ignore you. Okay, yeah. I was able to just ignore it. It was using a great sword. But unfortunately, since I am a kobold, that is too large and heavy for me to wield. It is too large for you to wield, the game says. Just as you would get when you try to wield a two-hander, like a giant glove or so, as a normal character. So yeah, big shame Ring of Willpower. I think I would like to grab one of those. That allows me to sacrifice 4 points of armor class for willpower instead of sacrificing more than 4 points of armor class for willpower by switching to the Rove. 28-22 is definitely quite respectable amounts of armor class to have for this point in the game. And really, to win the game, like I've won characters with less amounts of armor class than that. But melee characters, I would like to have 30 something, maybe even 40 armor class if possible, by the time I end the game. If I can get more, that's even better, but you never know. Okay, to Orc Sorcerers. What's your chance to paralyze me? 14%. Even though I am using an item of willpower, they still have a pretty good chance to hex me. Morris has been stealing my stuff. Fortunately, Morris didn't steal Condenser Bane, so I can just use Condenser Bane now. Also, how did Morris become visible? Got hit for 28. I don't have poison resistance, but here's a cool trick that you can do with Serpent Slash. You can walk through poison without receiving any damage while you're... well, you can walk through anything while using Serpent Slash and not take any damage as a result of doing it. It is quite nice to be able to do that in some situations, such as this one. Let's use Ice Blast as well. I need to get rid of that Orc Sorcerer like right now. It is quite dangerous because one of these guys summoned a Sun Demon. It was the Orc Sorcerer. And yeah, you cannot be here anymore. I'm at very low HP. I got hit by a Scimitar of Protection. Not very good. I'm gonna read Fear. I could die spontaneously because Kobold, even though at this point it's not really that spontaneous. Everyone is mighty, dealing a ton of damage. This is a bit of a very long fight that I would have preferred not to take. With my very low amount of HP, getting into fights like this is really, really punishing. Oh, it's one of these bolts where it's just like in the open. Okay, no wonder I'm fighting so many dudes immediately. I should probably, well, I kinda want to completely disengage out of these. Just gonna use teleport here. Okay, pretty good teleport in my opinion. As long as it's only this band of dudes that I have to deal with, I would say that it is a pretty good teleport. Yeah, unfortunately my attacks don't really deal that much damage because I'm using a dagger. But soon I will switch to a better weapon. In fact, I might do it right now. Like I might start training for long blades before it's too late. 14 long blades is what I need for scimitar. I have a net. Maybe we net this guy, and then we stab this guy. I still don't know what kind of high tier wand I have. Like I don't know if I have Wand of Light, and it might be relevant for my specific character. Wand of Light is fantastic on characters such as this one. The blinding allows me to staff people, so I could just use Wand of Light and then try to attack a couple of times, and it's almost guaranteed to kill them very, very quickly. I would like to have some regen with this character. Nothing there appeals to me. Let's check some of the other shops. But it wouldn't be, you know, unheard of for Orc to not have anything for my character. It is a thing that unfortunately happens rather frequently. Okay, getting some pretty good staffs. 6 potions of mutation. I think after, or like at this point, I would drink more. I would start drinking potions of mutation on a character like this one, because it is unfortunately a kobold. You know, we kind of want to get more HP, and we cannot really get a lot of that just by training fighting. Because at the end of the day, -2 HP is something very difficult to fix. But we could try to get potion of mutation. Okay, here it might not be a terrible idea to try to like immediately stab the warlord. Alternatively, I would like to get rid um, of the orc sorcerer because it's summoned an echo sec, and I don't want it to ruin my day. Mm. Am I getting misses? What's up with that? Why am I getting misses on like an orc sorcerer? About 28% chance to evade. Do they really have that much evasion? Wow, it's crazy to me. Oh, I'm getting destroyed by a 650. Yep. And the Warlord, to be completely fair. Well, that was mostly the Warlord. Okay. And then we use Size Blast. Yeah, I used Serpent Slash there to like gain some ground on the Orc Sorcerer to be able to use Size Blast on it. We shall do it again. There we go. Okay, not bad. Yeah, everything goes well until I get hit twice and then I have to disengage. Not a fan of that. Should quiver my lightning rod. I like quivering the lightning rod. Mm. The Orc Warlord is almost dead. Let's see if we can get a stab on this guy. Not a staff, nor an electrocution proc, but it did kill the guy at the end of the day, and that's all that I needed to see. Now let's try to get out. Okay, I wasn't able to, unfortunately. But yeah, it's going well. Not dead yet. Alright. In some of these situations, I've dropped to what appears to be very low amounts of HP, but you guys have to keep in mind that I am using Guardian Spirit. It's something that I pretty much never use, and at this point, considering the resistances that I've already gotten from other gear, I would definitely replace my amulet with an amulet of regen. Like, even a normal amulet of regen would be better than the one that I have, in my opinion, but it's just that I have not found it. Not much to do about it. Okay, did I just kill a knight? Like I one-shot a knight? It was not quite one-shotting the knight. Oh no, it was. It was. It's just that I launched at the knight and then I stabbed it, and the second attack wasn't a stab but killed the knight anyway. Amazing. So yeah, these orcs that are, or these orc levels that are just like open, are quite nasty. Yeah, especially as a kobold with a very low line of sight. Like some people think of it as a good thing, but I really don't. I think it is a downside to have such low line of sight. Oh, it woke up. Come on. There was not much to do about it there. Like, the dude was just in a position where it was almost impossible for me to stab it. I really wanted to stab the warlord, but unfortunately, yeah, wasn't doable this time. What is doable, however, is using Mind Burst on it. Oh, it has willpower, delightful. So there's no Mind Bursting this guy. This would be a good time for Wand of Acid or something. Oh, I got an Elder Beast. Okay, yeah, it's just super duper dead. Like, the Warlord is giga dead. Elder Beasts are so strong. Like nothing. Yeah, nice. Good thing that I got 13 evocations. definitely helped a lot with dealing with the Warlord there. The Warlord's plate would be fantastic on a different character, not on the one that I'm currently using, or not on the one that I'm currently playing. D12, D13, there's not a lot of experience left in the early game, and after this, it comes the mid game, and then I would be stuck with a +1 short sword for the mid game, which is not good at all. +9 Purple Dagger does nothing at this stage of the game. It's already been very heavily outclassed by the short sword of electrocution. In fact, I should probably drop the Dagger of Venom because I'm not going to use that anymore. I would like to get a better weapon, but who knows if it's going to happen. Okay, that got rid of all the melee, pretty good. Melee is pretty scary when you have such low amounts of HP. Wow, that level has no experience for me. I probably shouldn't complain since I'm experience level 16. Wow, Skeletal Warriors, and all of them woke up. Also a hard ice cave. Could be doable, could probably have some upgrades for me. That hard ice cave doesn't sound like the worst thing ever. Maybe I should re-teleport because I'm not killing these guys fast enough. Oh, Far Giant. Okay, I might be a bit out of my league in this vault. Vampire Knight. Okay, I am definitely out of my league in this vault. Reading teleport again. Oof, red poison from a redback bite. Those are pretty nasty. You don't want to get bitten by a redback if you can avoid it. Magic mapping, my final one. That's the bolt entrance right there. It's the very nasty bolt that I was in. Maybe there is some juicy loot in there, but the ice cave is over here. I think this character might actually be able to do a D14 ice cave. It has a pretty fantastic combination of very large amounts of cold resistance and very large amounts of armor class. The only thing that it is truly lacking is very large amounts of damage. As long as I can get some stabs, that's really not an issue at all. But I cannot really get some stabs. Oh, there's 2 ice caves, or 2 ice statues too. We might be okay here. It's going moderately damaged just from me moving around with my Scimitar of Flaming. And yeah, the very large amounts of cold resistance that I have are making it so that I barely take damage from these guys. Severely damaged and severely damaged. Almost destroyed. One of them is down. And the other one should follow. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so since I got rid of the 2 of them, now the next thing to do is to just wait until I am at full HP. If I had willpower, or like, not willpower, if I had regen, that would have been so much less scary. Entropy Weaver Simulacrum comes into view. I'm glad that I put that on my force more. At this point in the game, it doesn't, or like with this character specifically, doesn't really do that much. But if my character didn't have cold resistance, those guys could definitely kill me very, very easily. Are these, they're not resistant to electricity. I might have to, oh, I'm getting killed by it. Actually, just getting absolutely dumpstered. Serpent Slash. Run away. Summoning. Pretty rough that we have to use a consumable against a single Quicksilver Ooze. But I guess now I have a couple of pretty chunky slimes to help me fight some things. Or I can just, oh, I almost killed it. Oh, I tried to stab it with, a scimitar. No wonder that I didn't kill it. If I had stabbed it properly, I would have been able to get rid of it. That's a big shame. Boots of Stealth. I have +2 boots. including and also some other really good boots in the floor that I would like to use. Boots with willpower, so I'm probably not gonna be using that. Longsword of freezing, yeah, that's it's a longsword. Nothing that I particularly want. Okay, pretty good. I was able to stab everything. I wonder how much of that was Serpent Slash. I did want to use Serpent Slash to prevent myself from waking everything up and just like having a bad fight as a result. Oh, you hit the OCS but do no damage. This thing is resistant to electricity, so unfortunately this is gonna be this is gonna take me a bit. Let me switch to my scimitar. Let me drink might. I could Zerg, but I don't want to Zerg because it has confuse. Oh, jeez, it summoned two Azure Jellies. That's so messed up. Okay. We're almost done with the thing. That's why I continued stabbing it, even though I had two Azure Jellies in next to me. Azure Jellies are not the worst thing for this character. Yeah, they're really not that bad. They are nasty, but they don't hit as hard since I have so much cold resistance. Entropy Weaver, Simulacrum. Yeah, I think that until the whole Entropy Weaver Simulacrums not having a specific tile is not fixed, they shouldn't generate in the game because they're super messed up. Like, I think that bolt makers have gotten to the point where they just use them to kill people because they look the same as other monsters that are not nearly as dangerous as the Entropy Weaver Simulacra. Okay, so if you're ever in a situation like that, you can wall jump with Serpent Slash to get out without having to use or without having to wait for the 2 turns after you land, which is really, really good. This Quicksilver Ooze is killing me. It's not even resistant to electricity. I strongly dislike Quicksilver Oozes. They really kill me. Okay, where's my dude? Ah, there it is. Yeah, another Elder Box of Beast dude. It's gonna help me quite a bit, and that's the reason why I am currently walking around. Otherwise, I wouldn't. I need to stab that just to speed up the process of killing these things. Okay. Oh, I think they woke up. I think the two of them woke up. Oh, they didn't. I got a message where the game said that they moved out of view, but they didn't. Oh, I stabbed the 4 of them. That's great. Oh, come on. Why is it a whip? I don't need whips. I need uh, good stuff. Like I need swords or at the very least a rapier, like a good rapier. But I've been getting a lot of whips and stuff. Like yeah, demon whip, longsword. Yeah, not good enough for me to use. Unfortunately, like if it's between that longsword and the scimitar, I would use this. I would use the scimitar. The base damage in the scimitar makes up for the higher enchantment on the longsword. It is a shame too because I have all these scrolls of enchant weapon ready to go straight at the first like truly good sword that I find, but I just haven't found any. Okay, pretty nasty redback beat me and gave me severe poisoning as they often do. Also, that was very much a hard dice cave, you can tell. But it also was a very good example of how, or like a thing that I have to look forward to with this character. If I choose to go do slime, Quicksilver Oozes would be pretty mean. Skeletal Warriors. You know, these guys should have better weapons. I wish they had less base damage and better weapons. To make them like late game, where late dungeon whites. They're not really late game, late dungeon whites. Okay, that went pretty well. Jian Stabber is so much fun. Like when you just walk next to dudes and they just drop dead since you stab them while spinning around, that's pretty funny. The Vampire Knight noticed me, immediately hits me for 31, that sucks. Can I kill you? I think I can. You don't have resistance to electricity, so maybe I can. The melee didn't die from that. That's a shame. Vampire Knight was severely hurt. It has a good chance to hex me, which is quite worrisome. I am going to read teleport since I got hit twice. Yeah, it's a shame. I got hit twice and I have to teleport just because my HP is so low. Okay, I think I should use Lightning Rod to try to seal the deal on this guy. Oh, I used Digging accidentally. Didn't want to do that. Oh. I guess I teleported, but yeah, I don't like the fact that I lost that fight so harshly. On the other hand, it's a Vampire Knight. Like it's a much more late game dude than what I would be asked to fight normally at this point in the game. So I shouldn't feel so disappointed over losing so hard to that guy. By the time I start seeing those guys in a relatively consistent way, I should have much more HP. Unfortunately, I cannot say the same for Skeletal Warriors. These guys are just like evil at the point in the game where they generate. Mm. Oh, the Vampire Knight just flanked me. Does it regenerate? I think it no. I think what happened is that I vastly overestimated the amount of damage that I dealt to it originally. Okay, if this guy paralyzes me, I'm dead. It only has a 15% chance to do it. Hopefully it doesn't. Really wish I had my high-end beam wand for killing those skeletal warriors. Would be very, very useful because I'm struggling quite heavily with them. Okay, hopefully you are alone and I can 1 versus 1 you. If I can 1 versus 1 skeletal warriors, I think I'm okay. Darflails are too big for kobolds to wield. That's so nasty. I wish it wasn't the case. Okay, I think there is a giant in there, like a fire giant. And there we go. That's beautiful. And as I suspected, there is some loot. Wildly irrelevant loot. Wildly irrelevant loot. I'm surprised at how irrelevant it is. Not worth the consumable that I used. But at least I was able to kill everything. And I did get a decent amount of experience out of doing that. So, yeah, whatever. Okay, I have such good stealth that things are barely waking up. Alright, let's go into D15. Hope that I don't stumble upon the Vampire Knight anymore, because those guys are absolutely terrible. Oh, they all woke up, that sucks. I'm gonna switch to my scimitar. Yeah, I wonder what I was a bit confused about what had happened there. But it's just that I hit a teleport trap. I was like, did I get teleportited at some point? But it was a trap. Fortunately, it was a trap. Getting hit with teleportitis is absolutely awful if you cannot get rid of it. I have 6 mutations, so I could get rid of it, but it is not a guarantee, unfortunately. You know how it is. Oh, that sucks. I have willpower. Oh, that's so insulting. Oh, the two-head ogre is next to me. Okay, I didn't die. That could have been pretty bad. I don't know how long the paralysis lasted. Um, but yeah, having that happen with a two-head ogre next to you is not what you want to see. Bit surprised that those guys didn't wake up. When you walk through shallow water, you make a lot of noise. What's your chance to send me to the abyss? 12%. I already resisted it once. Okay, not bad. Not bad at all. I am lacking resistance to electricity and maybe a second source of willpower. Let's see. 17% chance to vanish. Yeah, probably need a second source of willpower to be able to reliably go into Elf. But I would love to be able to go into Elf, go into the Hollow Blades, try to find a better weapon. Many of my sword's dexterity runs in recent days have been absolutely carried by the sword that I find in the Hollow Blades. There is a non-zero chance that I get a double sword after all. The Hollow Blades places two rare weapons guaranteed. They may not be the ones that you need, but it does give you two rare weapons. Um, it unfortunately comes into the game a bit too late, but not late enough that it is unreasonable for you to switch. So I could maybe think about switching, but I'm probably not going to, considering how like I've gotten demon whips and stuff, and I just like didn't switch into using them. Um, so I'm probably not gonna switch away from swords dexterity for any reason. And the reason for that is because I have 9 strength and 24 dexterity. Like at this point, if I tried to switch into something that scaled with strength, it would feel pretty bad. Mm. So yeah, that is it for the early game for Lure, Orc, and D15. Now we have to go do something else, much to my dismay. And I think I want to do Elf, but I am going to get killed by something in Elf. I think it is unavoidable that I get killed by something in Elf. Was there any level in the dungeon that I skipped? Doesn't seem like it. Any ghosts? Maybe guarding some loot? Not really. I mean, there's that ghost of an Octopod Chaos Knight that probably had nothing. Oh yes, this bolt. Potion Might, Potion Haste, a Scroll of Summoning. Do I have Summoning? Do I have Might and Haste? Okay, yeah, I don't have to do that. I'm probably gonna do it at some point, but not right now. And once again, we are stuck in the very awkward situation of having issues with my current character's damage output. Not a big fan of that. I think we just go do. Spider? Is that what I do? Like, I have a lot of stealth. Spider should theoretically go well with a lot of stealth. But my guess is that I'm gonna go into Spider and I'm gonna die like almost instantly. Need my dagger of venom that I dropped earlier. It's gonna be pretty good for Spider, since most of the dudes there are weak to poison. So yeah, I'm just gonna use this for Spider for a bit. I have been training long blades for a while, and I have not gotten min delay on it. It is pretty painful to be training for a -2 skill. It really, really is. Maybe I should have trained for that instead of training armor, but On the other hand, armor training did get me a lot of armor class, so I guess that's fine. Let's go do spider. Let's see how it goes. It's not gonna be funny. Not gonna be funny at all, but I don't have any other option. Though, if that's an indicator of how spider is gonna be, maybe I should be a bit more optimistic about it. Yep. Hopefully, I just staff literally everything. I'm actually gonna get more stealth so that I don't wake anything up if possible. Mm. Okay, yeah, this is going perfect so far. We've even been able to stab some spark wasps. Going at it very, very silently, because this is a very quiet branch where things just like realize or notice you almost immediately if you make a lot of noise. But my current combat barely deals any damage per strike, and by extension barely makes any noise as well per strike. Red poison again. Not much to do about that one other than just wait it out. Yeah, I would have liked to heal it, but I felt like I was just gonna have it reapplied immediately. Okay, so far this has been going really well, you know? Not there hasn't been any fights that have made me want to, go elsewhere, which is often what happens with my very first fight in Spider. Yeah, that happens to me so much. Mm. Oh, maybe I should. Yeah, maybe I should edit my message here. Yeah, whenever I actually have to fight things, it is kind of rough. Spectral Leviathan, huh? I don't have, yeah, no Phantom Mirror Jets. Major Beast, not what I wanted to see. Ouch. Okay, I don't think monsters get to take advantage of the Spectral brand because I didn't get a Spectral weapon summoned um, against me, so yeah, not bad. Oh, are you poison resistant? You're not weak to it, but you're not resistant either. Got confused by a tarantula. Pretty rough. Need to heal that. I think the rat roach will hesitate to fight me or to attack me when I was next to those guys. To attack me with a radiate, of course. The only attack that it does have that is like dangerous enough. Okay. Fortunately, I can just do that and then walk away. It was seriously poisoned, so it just drops that before it becomes an issue. The demonic crawler shrieks in warning. Delightful, delightful. In case these guys weren't already like pretty awful, they were pretty awful before when they hit you 3 times for 13 damage each. Now they deal more damage and they have warning cry. Pretty mean for this point in the game. Also, these are very much unlike your average spider here, these demonic crawlers. Mm, yeah, I think the Spark Wasp has a pretty solid chance of killing me, not gonna lie. I don't like what I'm seeing here. Yep. Okay. That could have been much better, but it also could have been much worse. Let's use Ice Blast. Mm, okay. Oh, again red poison from the redback. That is just so annoying. It just deals so much ridiculously high amounts of damage that all of a sudden you just like, oops, now you are on the brink of death from full HP if you don't heal this condition. It's very reminiscent of like getting made sick by Demogorgon in NetHack, for example. It really reminds me of that sometimes. Mm, okay. Fortunately, I was able to kill that Broth Mother. It has so much HP. Okay, and there we go. Finally back to doing some good old stabbies. Until the rest of these guys wake up. Maybe I should have just closed the door in here. I'm gonna use Serpent Slash so I don't have to fight these guys. Yeah, let's go. Now I don't have to do anything else. I wonder if at some point you lose the Serpent Slash. Oh, I accidentally auto-traveled. Okay, let me exclude that so that I do not open that again. Because I really don't want to ever open that. Getting some ridiculously large amounts of stealth. Because my aptitude for that is just godly. The Unseen. You know, the stealth titles are pretty cool. I think 27 stealth gives you the ninja title. So you become a ninja with 27 stealth. Makes sense. Okay, I think it's not unreasonable to just walk away from a singular spider if it's deadly poisoned. The game doesn't tell you that the spider is lethally poisoned, however. Okay, I think going into spider has been the correct decision so far. I just happen to have good enough weapons to actually be able to kill these guys. Okay, it's about to die. The Broth Mother is about to die. It is extremely poisoned, almost death. And there we go. This makes me excited for also trying Binestalker with like Swords Dexterity. I will try Swords Dexterity with a lot of species, especially the species that I am not that much of a fan of because of their low amounts of HP, such as Cobalt. So that means that eventually I'll probably also do it with Spriggan, and I will probably not have a very good time when I do it with Spriggan. But I'm still gonna do it with Spriggan regardless. Am I going to lose against this thing? I think I might. You don't see invisible. Man, that sucks. I can still make it fight against that by... Oh, it actually didn't work. Okay. Well, this thing is just too strong for me to fight it. It's too strong. It just hits way too hard. I was at full HP and I lost so quickly against it. It also reduced my strength. Reducing my strength is the thing that had the most impact on my evasion, since I'm using not the lightest armor ever. It is also not very heavy armor, it's only ring mail. But still, with only 6 strength, it really, really hurts my evasion to have it go down to 6. Okay, 16 stealth. Now, what do we train for? More fighting, more evocations. Some get 18 evocations. We might get 27 evocations with this character. Since the title is good and I already have a couple of experience evocables, hopefully we will get more. I have the most important one to have, which is Condenser Vein. It is the most powerful one, but I don't have the second most powerful one, unfortunately, which is Tin of Tremor Stones. And there's been some situations already where I would have loved to have it. Mm, okay. It's looking pretty good. But it's only been fights against like normal mobs. There's been some broth mothers and stuff that I've killed. What really makes me a bit concerned is the fact that on my very first encounter against something that was actually pretty messed up in the form of these Ghost Moth. Yeah, the Ghost Moth is kinda destroying me. I actually don't have much of a chance against the Ghost Moth. That's quite worrisome in my opinion. I'm gonna might the Ghost Moth because otherwise I don't think I kill it. It really is worth it to use a consumable against a Ghost Moth. Yeah, it's just way too strong. Mm. Oh, hold on. Oh, hold on. Oh, that's my ticket out of being horrible as a character. Yeah, let's go. Asterion has a Demon Blade. That's my endgame weapon right there. Thank you for your generous contribution to the cause, Asterion. We can now drop the Scimitar and the Dagger because we just got a Demon Blade of Venom, which is kinda the two of them. If you think about it, it fulfills the role of the two of them. In fact, it is so good that we are just gonna fully enchant it right now. I hope that we don't get a treasure trove that asks me for enchant weapon, because that would be sad. My ticket out of being horrible. Yes, it is. +9. Hope you got some scrolls. +0. Yeah, +0. It will be +9 at some point sooner rather than later. But as you can see, I can actually deal damage now. Yeah, take a look at the beautiful damage that I'm actually dealing. Damage rating of 30. Just for comparison, my damage rating with this was 13. I should maybe drink cancellation to get rid of the contamination. Delightful that with 2 irradiates it made me contaminated like that. There was a ghost moth down there, so yeah, pretty nasty place to enter. Wow, okay, yeah, sure. That was pretty mean. I think I might want to get some potions of or some points in strength. Like maybe my next level up we go for strength to get a bit more evasion and maybe move up to slightly heavier armor. Um, Let me drop a couple of things that I'm never gonna use, such as brilliance. Mm, Not learning amnesia, or not carrying amnesia. Ring of protection can also go away. Definitely second ring of fire. Ring of see invisible is very eluding. I'm gonna put it on. I probably should have had it on for a while because nothing here hexes. Mm, Ghost Moth again. It's the same one that I was fighting earlier, or that I ran away from earlier. But at least this one, I can see it, and therefore I should be able to kill it. It's not going well, however. Look at my stats. My stats are absolutely dumpstered. That's really painful. I think I should just dive the rest of Spider. Yeah, it was going well, but the ghost mod has been hurting me a bit too much. Mm. Jorogum are pretty scary. They have the paralysis bite that hornets have. They also are pretty tanky, as you can see. Mm. Okay, I'm gonna stop training these for a bit. Evocations. I do want to have more of it, but I want min delay on my Demon Blade. Mm. Soon I will also use a shield whenever I find it. Mm. The most recent ghost mod that I fought put me at 5 strength, unfortunately. Yeah, my evasion is suffering quite heavily because of it. Oh, jeez. Spider is pain. I think ghost mods are definitely. I think finding a ghost mod in Spider is the closest thing that the game has to finding a normal fire in SOT, outside of SOT 5, that is. That is not that, you know? Mm, they are that messed up, in my opinion. They're that powerful. Oh, you know what would be nice? Finding the hood of the assassin with this character, so I can get full big boy stabs with the demon blade. You have identified the last scroll, found scroll brand weapon. Let me carry that one around, actually. I might want to rebrand the demon blade once I'm out of this place. I'm only using Demon Brand or like Venom Brand right now because it is perfect for the purposes of killing a bunch of spiders, since most of them are weak to poison. And the few that are not weak to poison are not resistant either. The only one that is resistant, or like the only ones that are resistant, are the Ghost Moth and the Emperor Scorpion. Which, funnily enough, are also the most dangerous ones. Not even this one. I would say that Jorogumo should maybe be resistant to poison. Like, it makes sense, since it's a spider spirit. How do you poison a spirit? Um, but I guess I should be glad that it is not. Also, I am dying here. I'm gonna re-teleport. Oh, I'm dying. I'm dying for real. Gonna blink away. Okay, pretty good teleport. Put me in a pretty safe spot. My character is really, really, really weak. It was really weak before going in, and it just became weaker as a result of being in Spider. So, yeah, pretty nasty place. I think I just want to go down and be done with it. There's no point in fighting any more spiders. They don't give experience, they don't give loot, they only give suffering. Mm, and unfortunately, this was like the place to go to. Like, really, from all of my options, this was the best one, and it's making me um, suffer this badly. Mm, but at least it's doable. Like, I can actually kill these spiders. In fact, I killed them rather quickly thanks to the Venom brand in my newly acquired Demon Blade. In fact, my weapon upgrade came from coming in here, funnily enough. I found Asterion. I pretty much one-shot Asterion. And then we got the... Oh, I didn't die. I don't like the whole long blade stabs don't work as well as short blade stabs. It is really annoying. Oh, look at my strength, by the way. Have 3 strength. This is so painful. I don't like this. I should just go do something else, because this place is gonna kill me. Yeah, and to think that that would have been a one shot if I was wielding my short sword. Like, there really is an argument to stick with short blades if I want a staff. to avoid the juggling thing. Oh, I probably shouldn't have done that. Quicksilver maybe? No, I feel like it's a waste. I'm gonna use Ice Blast, but it is resistant to cold. It's gonna die. It's almost dead. At 36 HP, I really shouldn't be fighting anything, but I can probably get rid of that jumping spider. Yeah, okay. Let's go grind my stats back up somewhere else. It's really tragic, in my opinion, that I have to grind my stats back up. Like that's what Railbird experiences in Hell, because Railbird just clears the entirety of it. But I was trying. Well, I was clearing Spider in its entirety. But like, are you telling me that Spider is equivalent to Hell, and you should just dive Spider? Maybe it is the case. Might have to think about doing that in the near future. I don't know how I'm going to get rid of Rupert, but I kinda want to get rid of Rupert. Yeah, I think I might be able to kill Rupert. We net and we staff. Didn't stumble upon Rupert, doesn't matter. Let's go to shoals, as I mentioned. Yeah, do a little bit of shoals. I wish I had a ring of light. Really do wish I had a ring of light. I don't. I have two attraction. Maybe I should use one. Is it necessary? Probably not. Yeah, I can just do this. That goes well. Oh, Merfolk Avatar is being quite annoying. Gonna throw some darts at her. Maybe what I should do is use Wand of Flame. I only have 8 charges of it somehow. You usually find a lot of charges for Wand of Flame, but not this time. There we go. The Wand of Flame deals a lot of damage to things that are in water because it generates a steam. Kind of surveying, we get poison. Poison barely affects the Aquamancer. Pretty nasty. 3 Merfolk, they're pretty hurt. So they just die from the poison. Row of Knights. What if I do this? Yeah, that actually is going to be okay for a bit. Um, Light fades from your surroundings. Look at my ridiculously small line of sight now. I guess it is correct for a character like this one to use the Robe of Night, even if it's an item that I would not normally want to use. But like it really helps with my goals as a character, just like stabbing people. Um, all right, let's go do more spider. Let's go do more spider. Oh, Rupert. Okay, Rupert. Unfortunately for you, I have the row of knights. Um, and there we go. Big damage stabs. Rupert had an anti-magic great mace and a chainmail of positive energy that we don't particularly care about. Let's go do more spider. Now that I switched away from the ringmail into this rove, we probably shouldn't have that many issues with the whole draining of stats from these guys. That coupled with the increased damage thanks to the Demon Blade means that my character is in a much better position. Okay. Let's try a little bit of an experiment. If you use one of Quicksilver on yourself, it applies you with it, or like it deals damage to you, but it doesn't reduce contamination. I'm okay with that one. That one is not as bad as minus a scroll. I think minus a scroll should just be completely replaced with minus potion. There we go. It just got one lucky roll, dealt not that much damage actually, only 11, but still. Let's see if we can get the rune from here. I don't want to go back to shoals. Ghost Moth, that's gonna be painful. I am going to use Serpent Slash for dealing with this Ghost Moth. I got some serious poison on it, but it barely dealt any damage. Okay, that went pretty well. I got marked. Being marked in this particular position is probably not the greatest thing ever. Since I'm like right in the middle of the rune bolt. Finally min delay on my demon blade. Now we are going to train dodging. I'm actually gonna get dodging to 18 because it's like my main defensive skill, much to my dismay. Oh, you know what? Maybe this is a moment for Heavenly Storm. I got barbed. I strongly dislike getting barbed. I wonder if cancellation gets rid of barb. Let's find out. If, in case you don't know, if cancellation will help you with what you have, you can inspect the item and it tells you if you drink this now, you will no longer be marked. How much of a chance do you have to put me to sleep? 0%. I have 4 pips of willpower. Huh. Oh yeah, I went crazy and I equipped a bunch of willpower items. The boots, the ring of willpower, and the robe of night. You know what? I might want to have see invisible instead of willpower. But in reality, I probably want like a ring of fire resistance or something in here. Cannot do martial arts unless that I wall jump away from this one. And I am going to do that because I need to. Yeah, still barbed. Every time that I do martial, oh, not anymore. I was about to say that every time that I did martial arts, well, being barbed was gonna deal damage to me. I got netted. I got webbed. I guess I'm standing on a web, which is pretty tragic. I thought that the game was gonna warn me that I was gonna step on top of a web, but it may have been a feature that I myself disabled. And if it is like that, then I have no business complaining about it. Does the spider still suck? Yes, yes it does. I wish I was not doing spider. Oh, my elder fart weird beast died. It got killed by an emperor scorpion. Isul soulbound. Maybe it is time to read a teleport. Let's see how this goes. Oh, I got severely poisoned. Need to heal that. Sure. I need to teleport away from this one. What is this? Okay, for a second I feared that this was Berserk Emperor Scorpion. Yeah, like I really feared this was Berserk Emperor Scorpion. Jumping spider and redback. I still don't want to be fighting that. Okay. The place where I landed, I'm still gonna have to fight those guys probably. I wonder if I should just drink an ambrosia. I'm just gonna drink an ambrosia because those guys are gonna come over here anyway. Might as well heal myself and stand more of a chance. Okay, please do not barf me. If the... Oh, it barfed me. Now I cannot do martial arts until that goes away unless I wanna murder my HP, which I don't. Okay, barbs are gone, so we can continue moving around and taking advantage of Heavenly Storm. There was a Berserk dude, and I got netted again. Why did I get netted? Did I walk into a net? I think I did walk into a net. A web. I hate that. All of Spider is just trash. I wish I was not doing Spider. I really wish I was not doing Spider. Okay, I guess we're gonna read another teleport. I wish I had enough tremor stones too, or fire resistance to be able to use immolation. Not that it would be very good in the current situation, but still. We are in the very special position of being confused in Spider without the ability to remove the confusion, so I'm probably dead. Oh, now I'm less confused. Hello, Star Polemic, and thank you for stopping by. Good to see you around. Okay, confused again. Delightful. So I tried to kill all of those guys with Heavenly Storm, but yeah, it's not gonna happen. I definitely need to stop attempting it because it is not possible. Spider is just suffering. Oh, a potion of curing. That's nice. So yeah, I give up. I should get out. Unfortunately, that means no rune, and that means that I have to go back to Shoals. It was so difficult to disengage from that too. There were so many dudes that just kept running towards me. I got afflicted by barbs twice during that whole ordeal. Yeah, terrible. Let's go elsewhere. Let's go elsewhere. Shows is gonna be the same. You know, this is just par for the course for mid-game characters. The mid-game is just awful. If you're not really strong by the time you enter the mid-game, you're gonna have a bad time. Oh, I found Leoglottal. Let's see how this goes. Sometimes I just destroy Leoglottal instantly. And yeah, that went very well. Okay, not gonna lie, that felt pretty strong. It probably also has a lot to do with the fact that I have been regaining my stats. So now I have 30 evasion. The Demon Blade two-hander, it's not, but I have not found any good bucklers. Like I have that one, but it is kind of trash, and that's why I haven't gone for it. It's not even like a branded buckler or anything. Okay. Oh, it's death. Okay. Fortunately, it's death. Monsters that walk away from you are really annoying. And there's very little of them in the game too. Oh, Ilsuiu. I don't want to fight Ilsuiu. I am just gonna bail out then. Yeah, I'm not powerful enough to be able to fight Ilsuiu. Things are hitting me past my 30 evasion in a relatively consistent manner. So I'd rather not have anything to do with that. Let's see if we can go downstairs. Um, I wonder at which point the character turned out to be what it is right now, because like I was feeling like I was doing well at some point, but pretty much not anymore. And it's crazy because I already got my Demon Blade and I got min delay on it, but it's probably got something to do with the fact that I am not getting like my nuclear staffs anymore. Um, and yeah, let's try switching to the short sword for dealing with this war nymph. And yeah, there's some things that are just like die instantly if I can get staffs on them. I'm gonna drink flight and attraction. And I don't think the Kraken is gonna be one of those things because the Kraken has like a bit more HP than 144, which yeah, my staff got at least 144 damage, and the Kraken is almost dead. Max HP about 208. Okay, now that the Kraken is awoken, I guess we just kill it like that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, the Demon Blade is the heaviest one-handed sword that the Kobold can wield without it being, well, like, yeah, pretty much. Just the heaviest one-handed sword that a Kobold can wield. Anything higher than this is a two-hander. Down to Shoals 4. Let's see how it goes. Hopefully, ooh, that's not very good. Can I get a stab on Polyphemus? Let's give it a try. Oh, he woke up immediately. That sucks. That means no stab for me. And I also don't think I wanna like be close to that. I don't wanna be close to Polyphemus there. Yeah, that would be pretty bad for me. My health. Donald with a kite shield of reflection. But I'm standing on water, so it's just gonna wake up immediately. What I'm going to do is ignore or exclude Donald. Okay, these are Polyphemus's death yaks. Fortunately for me, I can actually get some stabs thanks to the Catoblepas paralyzing these guys. So what I do is switch to these, and then I can actually kill things. Just need the Catoblepas to shoot its thing at me, and then move in a way that the dudes step on that. And then when they get fully petrified, the dudes just like completely explode. Yeah, poor dudes, they don't stand much of a chance against the very powerful stabbing that I have with my very pitiful weapon. Oh, yeah, if you're walking in the opposite direction, I'm also gonna walk in the opposite direction. Maybe Kobold has extra HP to compensate for the fact that it just cannot kill that many things. I had never thought of that, but maybe it is exactly like that. If so, I have to say that I am not that much of a fan of that design. But it's just me. There probably is someone around that does like the idea of being able to not kill everything. Because I feel like I'm like leaving a lot of experience in the dish if I'm not killing everything. Oh wow, seriously. I wanted to stab Louise, but it wasn't possible. She also has a tower shield. I guess I use a net against her. There we go. I managed to net her. Better get some stabs on Louise. One of my nets got destroyed, but it was fine. So yeah, I cannot try to do the same against Donald, unfortunately, because Donald has a shield of reflection. So I would be the one getting netted. That might be the rune bolt. I would know for sure if I had more line of sight, but it is not the case. Ice Blast sounds good here. There we go, big damage on pretty much everything. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that that might be the rune bolt. There's no guarantee, but I think it is the rune bolt. Okay, for Donald we have Wand of Quicksilver. It is great that we can use Quicksilver to get rid of the haste of Donald. The might is also a bit of a concern, but not as much as the haste because, yeah, we can just wait until Donald hastes again and then use Quicksilver against Donald again. Beautiful. It's so good. Like, it's being on the other side of the coin. Like, purple draconians do that so much to you in SOT. They do it so consistently. It's like they wait for you to buff just to get rid of your buffs. But when you get the chance to do it against the monsters yourself, yeah, it's great. Oh, Sigatubi's Embrace is an interesting thing to have. I don't know if it's better than the Row of Night. The Row of Night is pretty good. Oh, I have seen Visible from the Row of Night. In that case, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of these. Let's get rid of these. And these as well. Let's get rid of the willpower. No, let's put on the willpower for now. But I really want to replace it for another ring. Crystal plate. Someone had crystal plate? Donald had crystal plate? If so, Donald was pretty loaded this game. Crystal plate, demon trident of draining, kite shield of reflection. I might use that kite shield, but probably not. I think that as a kobold, I am doomed to use a buckler. Oh wow, it's full of deep water. So maybe it was not where the room was. I was just under the impression that it was, since there were so many high-level merfolk inside. But when I got into a fight and there was no frost giant coming out of that vault, I was kinda seriously suspecting that it was not gonna be where the room was. A shame. Oh, you have a pretty decent ring. Yeah, that ring is good. Oh, I'm going to use that ring. The thing that it gives me is negative cold resistance, like the bad thing, but I am okay with that. And it gives me so many good things. Yeah, I like this ring quite a bit. Flying, resistance to negative, 3 strength, 6 dexterity, and 3 slaying. It's a really, really solid ring. I think that I'm just gonna stick with it for the rest of the game. Can I persuade you to not kill me over water, Polyphemus? Let's try to find the rune, because I really want to just find the rune and get out now. That ring was pretty solid. Pretty good item. Still max cold resistance with it on? I am, because I have 4 sources of it. Unfortunately, cannot say the same for the fire resistance. Also, at some point in the game, I will almost inevitably not have 4 sources of cold resistance on, because I want to get rid of my current amulet. The amulet is not great. It's an amulet of Guardian Spirit that gives me 2 dexterity and gives me these same properties like cold resistance and resistance to corrosion that I get from the helmet. The 2 pips of cold resistance and the resistance to corrosion, I get them from the helmet as well, so the amulet is kinda redundant. I'm only using it for the Guardian Spirit because it unfortunately seems like kind of a necessity to me. Okay, we just one-shot Nicola. That gets me 18 dodging. Let's train for 15 shields or so. We get a rapier of electrocution. I guess it's an upgrade over this short sword. So goodbye short sword. Hello rapier. Yeah, rapier for stabbing. Demon blade for killing. Oh, I'm exhausted. Hold on. Let me not be exhausted. Because I suspected that the room was gonna be Oh, this is not the rune, it's a tin of tremor stones. Still pretty good. Still worth it to do what I did. Because it destroyed the bolt, that Serpent Slash. It's such a strong ability. It really, really is great. And this might be where the rune is. No, it's not. In that case, where's the rune? Huh. Where could the rune be? Maybe it is over here in this little patch that I have not explored yet. It's so difficult to find stuff with such reduced line of sight. Oh, this is not where the rune is. I feel like there's just no rune. Yeah, okay. The flying that I got from that ring is great. Like, it really is such a big deal for traversing shoals. Even though I only just got it in Shoals 4, it's still a great thing to have. Okay, there's one more house here. This is probably the one with the rune. Switching to my rapier. They immediately realize that I am here, so yeah, it's probably the one with the rune. I wonder what happens with Tin of Tremor Stones. Okay, I can use it. Did I get more experience? I think I did, yes. I am definitely hurting things outside of my line of sight when I'm using these. That's pretty good. And we got the rune. Alright, and we also got an important discovery that it is that since my line of sight is so small, I can use Tin of Tremor Stones and it will hurt monsters that are like outside of my line of sight, which is insanely broken. And in general, effects that you can use to do some serious damage to monsters that are outside of your line of sight are insane. And I say serious damage because LRD exists, and LRD can be used to snipe monsters outside of your line of sight, but it's not serious damage. It is, in fact, pretty disappointing damage since it checks armor class 3 times. Um, yeah, Nicola had a Cloak of Willpower, and normally I would be very, very happy to use such an item, but unfortunately I am bound to this Cloak of Fire Resistance that I have right here, because without it I have weakness to fire, because I'm also using these boots, which have weakness to fire, but they have Willpower. Um, they also have resistance to negative, and I like that. So that's kind of like the thing that tips me in favor of using the boots, because I could also use boots of stealth and the willpower cloak, and then I would have um, no fire resistance, but I would have stealth, right? But I don't value the stealth that highly. I'm gonna use this enchant armor on the gloves of stealth, I think. Yeah, I don't think I want to replace those. This character is quite stealthy. Okay, so we got the rune. Let's go kill everything in bolts. Hopefully, bolts is manageable. Vampire Knights. Maybe this time I can actually kill the Vampire Knight. Oh yeah, I'm dealing some real damage to this guy now. Look at this. Insane. Now that I'm flying, can you kill Sleeping Donald and the other unique I left? I already killed Donald. Donald woke up, and I just killed Donald with Wand of Quicksilver, which got rid of its haste multiple times. It was great. And the other unique, Ilsuyu, I don't want to deal with Ilsuyu. Now that I'm flying, it's much more reasonable for me to fight her, but I still don't want to. Let's go do bolts, as I mentioned. Bolts 1. Makes me feel pretty good that I was able to deal with that that Vampire Knight like it was nothing. I'm gonna read Brand Weapon on the Demon Blade. Chaos Melee, oof. I'm probably gonna rebrand it anyway. Probably gonna rebrand it. Oh, I should probably not be using it. I should probably just be walking around with my rapier so I can get some stabs, and then if the monsters are aware of me, I can just hit them with the Demon Blade. You think that flying bullets would be a bit of free stealth tacked on? I am not sure, but I think it might be. Wow, I got 6 exclamation symbols there. That means at least 288 damage. Um, which is a lot if you think about it. It is quite a bit of damage. Beautiful. Hmm. Sometimes I do manage to deal enough damage with my weapon, like with the stabs with my current weapon to kill things. But I don't want it to not work. Yeah, like in that situation, it didn't work. It barely dealt enough damage. Like it dealt some pretty okay damage, but it barely didn't kill it. It only killed it because I got a second attack due to launch. Oh, my very, very small line of sight makes it so that it is pretty much impossible for Thunderhawks to Thunderhawk me. This is gonna be great. Yeah, this is very quickly redeeming itself. Look at my evasion. Where did I get that 37 evasion from? This character got so good out of nowhere. Like, very, very suddenly, it became really strong. Um, but I think it's more than I finally got past lair branches, which are one of the worst parts of the game, and I went into vaults, which is pretty good for my current character build. Since I am stealthy, I only get into a fight one band at a time. No or very low line of sight means that I don't have to worry about Yoctars and stuff. And also, Thunderhawks are completely neutralized by my very low line of sight. Mm, yeah, this is a pretty good build for my character. Oh, brand weapon. I'm gonna rebrand away from Chaos, and I'm gonna have to fight a Berserk Dire Elephant or something like absolutely ridiculous like that. Uh, what is the weapon you have for abusing stealth plus sleeping? Rapier. Like the ultimate weapon is a dagger, but the dagger also kind of sucks for purposes of normal tabbing. So I am just using the rapier. Rapier is just one tier below the dagger, and as you can see, it deals enough damage, so it's not that much of an issue. Mm. Yeah, dagger is the ultimate weapon, then rapier, and pretty much every other quick blade. And after that, there's the long blades, I think, and after that, it's just like every other weapon that barely gets enhanced for stabbing. Mm. How much damage am I dealing? 40, it says, plus Vorpal. I guess that damage rating doesn't take into account the brand. So it's 40 plus Vorpal. And then if you know that Vorpal is like 12.5 extra damage, um, you can like just like keep it in mind. And yeah, like take a look at this. This is just really really strong. The character just became truly great with the combination of things that I found, like the Demon Blade, um, the ring. The ring was such a big deal. Those Sork Knights have no chance. They just exploded. Um, this ring that we find, like this ring really has been the MVP. It changed my character in a very dramatic fashion. Like it was trash and now it's really good thanks to that ring, mainly. Mm. I really should try to get stabs by walking around with the rapier instead of walking around with the demon blade, because like I'm doing all the movements that I would normally do to get a stab, and what's happening instead is that the monsters are waking up since I deal a lot of damage with my attack, but it is not a staff. Mm. Even distraction stabs go pretty well. And yeah, like take a look at this beautiful stabbing that we have going on right now. Lots of stealth with this character. Getting close to the second bar of stealth. That's how much of stealth I have. And yeah, like there we go. This is what I should have been doing all along. One shotting with stealth is so satisfying. It is. It is. I hope that all the people that have asked me in the past to do stealth runs are satisfied with this one. It is pretty painful after, or like at a certain point in the game, and I am pretty sure that I am past that point already. Yeah, it feels like I'm past that point. Oh, by the way, this is a pretty nasty vault that I don't want to do. Might as well just exclude it. I find it pretty funny that I didn't find many harpies in shoals this time around. But I also didn't do that many parts of shoals. So yeah, sumo season just began. It's always nice to have sumo season. Like watching the tournament. And even if I don't watch it live, because I think it is just like a good idea not to watch it live, and instead just wait until the next day to watch the abridged version. I guess you could call it abridged, but it's not quite that. It's just like the condensed version. That's the word that I wanted. This is a pretty terrifying situation, so I'm gonna re-teleport. Shouldn't have been dancing around in the door. Serpent slash, wall jump. Nice. That dealt a lot of damage, including completely getting rid of the annihilator. Do I level up strength or do I level up dexterity? I think that considering my current ring that I'm never taking off, I'm gonna level up dexterity. I was planning on leveling up strength so I didn't have evasion issues due to my low strength, but yeah. Okay, let's use this. 0.8 attack delay, 0.7, 0.8, pretty rough. Yeah, as I was saying, like I can just watch the shortened, the condensed versions after after I wake up, like the day after, which works quite well in my opinion. Doesn't ruin my sleep schedule, and I still get to enjoy the entirety of the bouts or everything. I don't miss anything at all. There is the downside of not watching them immediately as they happen, but that's only really important for day 15, I think. Okay, the bolt guards are seriously hurt. Spinning around does do quite well. Oh, I thought that it was gonna be like a bigger bolt, but it was not. Yes, yeah, that pretty much the thing that you said. Yeah. I'm sure someone must have been watching this and felt like this was the greatest thing ever. But it is not the greatest thing ever. I feel like I personally struggle quite a lot when playing characters similar to this one. They just have many things that I don't try, or that I try very much not to do when I'm playing Crawl. These characters. Not the swords dexterity characters, the low HP high stealth characters. Those ones are kind of a struggle. This one might be like the ideal stealthy stabby character due to the high amounts of evasion, or like not evasion, the high amounts of stealth that I have, the very reduced line of sight. It is relatively easy for me to just sneak in and just staff whatever I want to staff. But still, oh, you know what? Serpent Slash there would have killed so many dudes. Might as well do a Serpent Slash here then. Yeah, still killed a lot of dudes, but not as many as it could have if I had used it earlier. A bit of a shame. I have couple of random daggers. Like I have this one, +9 freezing, 6 intelligence. I also had a dagger of speed. There was a dagger of speed, like +9, I think, in a bolt, but like it's a dagger at the end of the day. That's why I left it alone. Okay, pretty good lightning rod usage there. Not particularly necessary to use it like that, but I still wanted to anyway. I think I would like to use flaming or freezing with this character. I don't want Vorpal. I feel like flaming, freezing, maybe electrocution would be nice by Sushen. And I use Serpent Slash. You blow up Vaisushen. The storm skills by Sushen are intact enough to wear. I find it a bit interesting that I literally just made Baisushen explode, but I still get skills. Those could be really good for me because they give me resistance to electricity. On the other hand, they weigh quite a bit. They have evasion encumbrance rating of 15, so yeah, I would need like 18 strength or so. Oshtawa, another good target for the purposes of exploding with a staff. Kaboom! Yeah, I killed everything around these skills somehow. I mean, it's a staff after all. It's precise by nature. I don't want to. I don't want to do it too much. Fortunately, I didn't have the Serpent Slash there to kill everyone. But I did remember switching to the Rapier. You know, when I think of a rapier, it's not like something that I would use to stab someone. I guess theoretically it is, but like it's more of a weapon used in duels and stuff, right? Like in competition. It's not something that you just like sneak behind someone and just like poke them with it in a very dramatic way. Very dramatic poke, but still a poke regardless. I can imagine that with a dagger, right? Like there's definitely a fair amount of depictions in fiction where people use daggers like that, but rapiers, not many that I can think of. Though at the end of the day, you could make the argument that a rapier attack is a staff by nature. It's just not the kind of stabby staff that gets people. I was not carrying a condenser vein. When did I drop it? Oh, I guess I was not carrying a condenser vein. That sucks. As I was saying, the kind of stabby stuff that usually gets people completely unaware and like catches them by surprise. Okay. The whole stabbing thing is I'm not really enjoying that much the fact that I have to switch to the rapier after I am done with my fights. I would prefer not having to do that, but I guess it is what it is. You guess if the target is sleeping, you could stab with all sorts of things, like lances or spears. Yeah, that's right. Mm, you could theoretically stab with everything. We need a super random rapier we never have to switch from. Oh, there's definitely like a fair amount of those. We could get Arcblade. Arcblade is a rapier. And yeah, like this would be precisely that, like a super artifact rapier that I would never have to switch away from. Doesn't even have that much less damage rating compared to my current weapon. My current weapon has like 40, unless it's gone a bit higher. 41. Yeah, 41 versus 31. It's not that. It is a fair amount. It is a fair amount, but it is not that much. Um, and yeah, I would really enjoy finding Arcblade with this character. I would like to have Vampire Suit as well. Would be pretty cool. Mm, there's a fair amount of artifacts that I would love to have with this character. But as you can see, like my defenses are in such a good spot that I can just like dab things and they die. It is very much a sharp contrast from Lair Branches, where everything was just absolutely miserable. Um, Shows was much better than Spider, however. I only went into Spider because my best weapon was a Dagger of Venom, and yeah, Dagger of Venom for Spider doesn't seem so unreasonable. But Spider 4 and in general, Ghost mods kind of ruined me. It was pretty bad. I guess I'm gonna get 21 fighting. Yeah, let's get some decent HP finally. 4 scrolls of blinking. Not that scrolls of blinking will do a lot for the purposes of keeping me alive with this character, since I have such low line of sight. Like with my reduced line of sight, scroll blinking is pretty much the same as Serpent Slash, which is crazy to think about. Talking about Serpent Slash. It woke up. Ring of Dexterity. Okay, no, I think at this point my rings are kind of set in stone. I don't see myself taking out the Ring of the Day, and I also don't see myself removing the Ring of the Tortoise. So I should just drop these. I'm not gonna use that anymore, or ever. Mm. It's a Ring of a Tortoise. Like, you don't say no to the Ring of a Tortoise on a character that would have 20 armor class if it was not for the Ring of a Tortoise. Mm. It's a Volt Sentinels. I find it a bit funny that KoBr doesn't get 4 willpower per level up. It seems like the kind of species that would get 4 willpower per level up, but it really doesn't. It gets 3. And the difference between 3 and 4 willpower per level up is so massive. Yeah, it is the difference. It is the willpower difference, like that is the most noticeable in the entirety of the game. Because from 3 pips of willpower to 4 pips of, or like from 3 willpower per level up to 4, means that you can go into SOD with 1 pip of willpower, 1 extra pip of willpower, like 1 source of willpower, and not get destroyed by leeches. But with a character with 3 willpower per level up, you need 2 pips of willpower to not die to leeches. Amazing. Oh, Serpent Slash is such a powerful ability. Okay, that's it for Bolts 4. Now there is Bolts 5, and I could go into Bolts 5, but I could also die horribly. I don't think I want to do Bolts 5, but the thought of going in and just like stabbing everyone with Serpent Slash while hasted and everything just like seems pretty funny to me. The issue is that it doesn't really work quite well. Mm. What do we do here? What do we do here? What are my options? I can go into depths. I can go into elf to maybe get some upgrades. I guess those would be nice. I'm gonna go into elf. Let's see if elf ruins my day, but I don't think it will. I think this character is in a pretty solid spot. Mm. Why are these elves just like up already? These are fragile enough that I can actually tap them with the rapier. Don't have to switch to my good sword. That doesn't work for stabbing. A good thing to get would be the Hood of the Assassin, because the Hood of the Assassin lets me stab with anything. Um, so, like, I get the highest tier of staff with any kind of weapon, which includes the Demon Blade, of course. Well, I'm dealing a lot of damage. Okay, this is pretty sick. I have to say that this character feels truly powerful. Is there another item that reduces line of sight, or I think I might be good when it comes to reducing line of sight. Like I think I cannot get any less line of sight than this. Um, I'm just saying because I think it would be extremely funny if I was to have even less line of sight than this and just like one less line of sight would mean that whatever I see would immediately be within launch range almost always. It already kind of is almost like that. Like I could use Serpent Slash to launch into a staff against pretty much everything, but I have to use Serpent Slash with one less line of sight. I would just be able to launch immediately. I've always found it questionable how the game stops you from resting when you're affected by sticky flame by saying you are on fire. If anything, it should be the other way around and it should let you rest because you're on fire. What else are you supposed to do when you're on fire other than wait for the fire to extinguish itself? Just like that fish in SpongeBob. Mm, mm. That's definitely crawl characters when they get afflicted by a sticky flame, like that fish from SpongeBob. Unless they are about to die, in which case they are actually in some trouble. Mm. Yeah, I have to say that this character feels pretty good for the purposes of doing displays. The whole reduced line of sight is doing so much. Normally, you want to have a good way to kill elves from afar, and this character doesn't have that, but it also doesn't have from afar. Like, from afar is a concept foreign to this character. Everything that it sees is just really, really close to it. Which might be a blessing and a curse, but in this particular instance, it is most certainly a blessing. Buckler of Cold Resistance, but it is not Fire Resistance. If it was Fire Resistance, I would switch to using it. Oh, this plate is really good. It is unfortunately +1, but the properties that it has are really great. Okay, dealing some pretty good amounts of damage to these guys. Pretty good. Skill Mill, Earthly Heaven. Nah. Some of those items were actually pretty okay, pretty respectable. But the thing is that we've already gotten to a point in the game where they're not that good anymore for me. Like if I had gotten that shop in D2 or something, I would have been much more excited about getting 1,000 gold from the scroll of acquirement that I found super early. as opposed to literally not getting anything because the scroll of acquirement was very underwhelming, and I have not had any use for the money that the scroll of acquirement provided me with. It also had like a +3 rapier of venom, and I was pretty close to acquiring that. But then I found a dagger of venom, and then I didn't acquire the rapier. Ring of Fire resistance. I don't want to carry that, but I might be unfortunately forced to do so. I think at some point my character will switch away from the robe of knight into a robe of fire resistance, and then, or like not a robe, fire skills, ideally enchanted fire skills, and then I will replace my cloak of fire resistance with a row will or with a cloak of willpower. So I have willpower and 1 pip of fire resistance. Or like I guess 2 pips of fire resistance instead of what I have right now. Hello, Jorik. Happily reporting that you won for the first time. Congratulations. I hope that you have enjoyed the game very much so far. Um, I'm sure you already know from watching my streams, but the game really has a lot going for it beyond just winning once and being done with it. It has so much variety in terms of playstyles and decisions that I really advise everyone to just continue playing until they no longer feel like playing, of course. Mm. Oh, ouch. I'm getting pretty hurt by this glaive of venom. I don't even need to heal that. It would be much better if I had regen, but I can just walk it off. You got carried by 3 pips of willpower and 5 slaying boots and Heart of the Alchemist? That sounds
My wife
crazy.
still doesn't believe in me.
Whoa, you're playing the KoBr.
Yeah, I'm playing a Kobold Brigand of Jian. I said that I was gonna do it, and here we are. I enjoy this particular playstyle. Like this is really like the only way that you will ever get me to play like a stabby stealthy character with Wujian. Also I got the Row of Knight. Yeah, I got the Row of Knight, so I have even less line of sight that I would normally have. Pretty good indeed. Mm. Time to branch out from OTAF Minotaurs? Yeah. Try a Jian. Also, Shaper, thank you for 18 months. 18 months? It's insane. It's been so long. Thank you for the continued support along those 18 months. Ooh, got a caravan. Magic mapping, definitely worth it for the caravan, which is right here. Let's go straight for it. Oh, there's something here. Storm scales. Those are not good since I already have Baizushans. Need to drop some things before going in. Just in case, just in case. Let's see what we got. Nothing particularly interesting here. Roll of Folly. Ooh. Unfortunately, we're not a spellcaster, nor we will ever be a spellcaster, let alone be able to take advantage of the unlimited power that Roll of Folly offers with such a small line of sight. Um, yeah, like really, the best Roll of Folly users are the ones that can just quiver Firestorm. If you can cast Firestorm and have Roll of Folly, just do that. Like I have done it in the past, and it really is like the most powerful character that I've played. I think I said it while I was playing that character, but like not even the Mega Sig character was as powerful as the demigod with Roll of Folly. I took it to extended, and it completely butchered this extended. It was so good. You were thinking about Jian and trying Jiva diving. Try Jian Cinder Acolyte, and then when you find Jiva, you abandon Ignis. That's definitely the way to go. Ignis into Jiva is a pretty good thing that you can do since 0.28. Mm, I'll get the curings because it's not like I'm starved for money. Wow, one of the shops was a mimic. I cannot believe it. And unfortunately, it was also a shop that I was excited for because it was an antique weapon shop. So maybe Arcblade or the Vampire's Tooth was there. But it was not to be this time. From here, maybe the helmet. But my helmet is pretty good. I don't feel like I need to replace it, so I'm not going to get anything else here. Just one last check. Nothing else. I did get some pretty okay stuff, so no complaints about that. Bazaar, I've definitely had some worse bazaars. Mimic was just cruel? Yes, it was. Mimics are there to be mean to players. It's just the nature of mimics. Hey, Bamp Dagger could theoretically carry that and then try to get some staffs that would heal me to full HP. I'll do it just for the meme. Just for the meme. Oh, they woke up. That sucks. Oh, it's summon the Brimstone Fiend. Calm down. Don't summon that. Lots of elves. Usually I get in trouble whenever I go into elf, but this character has been very solidly strolling along elf. I guess we already got past what is the weakest point in this character's lifespan, which was getting my first rune. Bolt was super easy. Elf has also seemed to be super easy so far. But I still dread going back to Spider. I don't want to do that. I also should probably place a better exclusion. I'm just used to placing it deeper into the vault because of the normal line of sight of other species. Another glaive. Or another polearm of venom. Been finding a lot of those. Oh, it's not gonna position itself in such a way that I can launch at it. Okay. Decided to go for Serpent Slash there because that guy was getting kinda scary. It's also not like I am starved for piety. Haven't really used a lot of Heavenly Storm, but I'm probably gonna do it here. Probably gonna go for Heavenly Storm in the Bolt, and it is gonna be pretty funny. Okay, so haste, resistance because I don't have resistance to electricity, attraction, might as well because why not? Heavenly Storm, and now we're gonna have some fun. Oh, the tremor stone explodes into fragments. So I can do tin of tremor stones with 3 line of sight, but I cannot do it with 2 line of sight, it seems. Whoa, that's pretty scary. I am glad that I have 2 pips of resistance to negative, otherwise that would have hurt a lot. It still hurt a lot, but significantly less than it could have hurt me. Yes, yeah, like Jian is just ridiculously powerful for taking this kind of fight. Like I have 52 evasion, I have 28, 52, 18 defenses, and I have 15 slaying. Well, I have 18 slaying actually, since I have some slaying from gear. But yeah, like the combination of all of those things makes it so that like elves just jump into the grinder. If they dare step next to my line of sight, like I'm just like walking around and things are just exploding. Like I killed a Tzitzimitl. Did I? Oh, what happened? I killed the Elementalist. The Elementalist read a scroll of summoning, which summoned the Demonologist, which summoned a Tzitzimitl. Is that what happened? Or did the Tzitzimitl time out? Okay, I don't know what happened. Whatever it was, the Tzitzimitl is dead. Yeah, I am the Heavenly Storm. Yeah, like, who needs Firestorm when you're doing this, right? I need Firestorm. I need Firestorm. I would like to have some Firestorm. Anyway, the stealth titles are pretty sick, and I never get them, so I'm just gonna get a stealth title. I did say that I wanted to get the Ninja title because it's a pretty cool title. And I just completely obliterated the entirety of Elf 3. Like I'm just walking right into the middle of Elf 3 like it's nothing. Wow, weakness to cold. This is a beast of an amulet, but the weakness to cold is kind of not very good. If I was to put this on, I would go to no cold resistance, which is bad. But I have 5 slaying, which is pretty good, and regen as well, which is also pretty good. I kind of want it, but I also kind of don't want to walk around without cold resistance. Heavily runed globes. Okay, I don't think they're gonna be good enough, but I'm still gonna check them. Mm, okay. Whenever you do F3, you have to spam teleport scrolls to survive the onslaught of craziness. Yeah, it's a difference in the way that we approach things. Mm, globes of rampaging, globes of badness. Yeah, those are some pretty bad globes, but I like King of the Hill. I've watched it, but I cannot watch it for too long because, like, there was this channel on YouTube that just like streamed King of the Hill until it got taken down, obviously. And I watched like 3 or 4 episodes, and like, there's some characters in King of the Hill that are just objectively terrible people, and I don't wanna like expose myself to that much, you know. Like I already um, have the displeasure of interacting with terrible people. Not on a daily basis, fortunately enough, but I do like my best to try to avoid that kind of people. So I wouldn't really enjoy watching a lot of King of the Hill because of that. But I found it funny in the couple of times that I have seen it. Like I see 1 or 2 episodes and I do find it entertaining, funny. Stormbow, but we are a kobold, so we cannot use the Stormbow. We also have like no line of sight, so even if we could use the Stormbow, it doesn't really do a lot. Mm, Regen amulets. I was thinking about replacing my current amulet with a regen amulet because all the properties that the amulet gives are best taken care of by my helmet. Yeah, okay, I'll do it. I'll put on the amulet of regen. Oh, you cannot carry that many items. Hold on, let me drop something. This can go away. Unfortunately, I think I have to drop this. I really want to use it, but I don't think I can't. I don't think I can. Yeah, like I need that ring of the day. The ring of the day. The character was like separated in 2 arcs, I suppose. Before having this ring and after having this ring. This ring changed my character so drastically for the better. Like it was a massive upgrade for my character. Um, Ever since I got it, I felt so powerful, and before I felt truly horrible. Mm. Put on the good amulet with Slay and Regen, but I don't have cold resistance. Like I go from 3 pips of cold resistance to 0 pips of cold resistance. It is not that great, but I'll do it. I'll do it just for a bit. Yeah. Did I lose a bit of evasion as well? Oh yeah, because the amulet gives me 2 dexterity, so I lost a little bit of evasion there. It's fine. I'm still carrying the other amulet, right? Because I'm probably gonna go back to it. Let's go for acquirement. Let's see what we got. Nothing. Okay, let's get some money. Um, Do you lose all cold resistance? I do. I go literally from 3 pips of cold resistance to 0 pips of cold resistance because the amulet has weakness to cold. So I'm taking off an item that gives me 2 pips of cold resistance, and I am applying negative cold resistance as well, so 0. Yeah, and it's because I am also using another item that has weakness to cold. So as in total we have like no cold resistance. At least we don't have weakness. Yep. It's definitely usable what we have right now, and it's maybe even like good, but I don't know. It's kind of scary to not have cold or fire resistance, especially like about to go into depths. Mm. But at least I hit really hard now. And I will hit much harder once I have what is that thing called? Heavenly Storm. Like if I have Heavenly Storm on, I just hit incredibly hard. Still not hard enough to just staff things with a launch with the Demon Blade, unfortunately. Nor I think we will ever get to that point. There's always resistance potions, I guess. But I unfortunately only have one. Yeah, I used one here, actually, because I didn't have resistance to electricity. I like being able to do this kind of thing with Wujian worshippers, just like go in, onga bonga, and just like kill everything. Um, it is so much fun than playing like a Trog worshipper. Um, yeah, I'm glad that Wujian came into existence because you would think that the design space for gods that are melee focused would be rather limited, and the Troga no Kawara already filled all the like niches that there are to be, but it is really not the case, and Wujian is living proof of that. I wish that the community appreciated Wujian more because I like it and I think it's powerful. I also think that it's super underrated. Mm. Anyway, I think we can go do something else now. Um, we are going to go. I guess it's time for me to get the spider rune. I have to face my fears at some point. And the point is now that I am powerful. I tried to do this as my first rune, and it was quite painful because I had nothing. I had nothing with this character. But now I do. I do have something. Oh, too many ghost mods, unfortunately. Oh, there was a point where I had like 3 strength because of the ghost mods. Fortunately, I have See Invisible now. I also didn't have See Invisible. Yeah, I have already done a fair amount of this, but not all of it. Oh wow, there's a hat. That hat is good. That's a good hat. That's a really good hat. You know, that's an excellent hat. That hat is so good that I'm gonna drop this amulet. Go back to my old amulet and also put on the hat and drop the helmet. So surprisingly enough, the helmet was replaced. I really thought that the amulet was gonna be the one replaced, but the helmet turned out to be uh, the one. Yeah, it's crazy. Like I lose a bit of armor class, but who cares? I get regen, I get resistance to electricity. I think rampaging will prevent me from stabbing. I kind of want to see how that goes. Um, I hope that it doesn't prevent me from stabbing because I have Wujian. Oh boy, now I'm dealing some real damage. Yeah, this feels nice. Ghost mods. Yeah, ghost mods. Truly horrible ghost mods. Let's try to get a stab on this guy. Oh, I did get a staff, but it's not what I wanted to see. I want to know if rampaging will get me staffs or if it will straight up not do anything. I hope that it doesn't do anything. Um, if it doesn't do anything, that's better than if it got the usual rampaging effect. You rampage towards the wolf spider, but I still got a staff, so that's good. I hope that the rampaging effect doesn't mean that I like make a lot of noise and I wake everyone up. I don't want that. Um, does the extra movement from rampaging count for Wujian attacks? I don't think you get like double movement. Oh, you do. Okay, you get a normal one and then you rampage. Okay, okay. Okay, so now I can literally just like attack things whenever they enter my line of sight, if they are aligned in such a way that I can like directly attack them. But I seem to be getting staffs, so this is fine. I would say that this is fine. Oh, I mean, why am I? Let's switch to the Demon Blade. Nice. Oh wait, that's just 7 league boots. Funny thing that you mentioned that because I literally got 7 league boots, and then I asked if they were going to prevent me from stabbing. Mm, and yeah, they prevent you from stabbing the 7 league boots, so I didn't grab them because of that. If it weren't for ghost mods, you'd consider spider super easy. I think everything in spider is just miserable. Mm, I generally try to postpone doing spider as much as possible. Let's go do slime. So I have resistance to electricity, I have cold resistance, and I have resistance to corrosion. And resistance to electricity doesn't particularly matter too much for slime purposes. And I also have obscene amounts of stealth, so I should be able to just stab everything. Not bad. Not bad at all. Let's see if we can get a stab on the royal jelly. If I can, that would be pretty funny. I don't think I've ever stabbed the royal jelly. I have attraction. That's gonna make the whole ordeal much more easy. Last time I checked, my stabs were dealing about enough damage to be able to deal with the royal jelly. To be able to kill the royal jelly. Spider is pain. Yes, a spider is nothing but pain and misery. Where are all these slime creatures coming from? I guess it's not that much of an issue. I just wish that I was not corroded, because that is actually reducing my damage quite a bit. Oh, there's a titanic slime creature. Better give myself some serpent slash. Not bad. Okay, yeah, at this point we won this. Like nothing. There we go. With my -6 demon blade. Beautiful. Stars are looking like a tool-assisted Diablo speedrun. Yeah, pretty much. They're just like generating next to each other. But that's a feature of slime. It really is supposed to be like that. You're supposed to dive it so the stars generate pretty close to each other. So it was luck, but it was not as much luck as you would think. Okay. Huh. Got some pretty fantastic stabs there. But I think I did wake them up. I was also thinking that I could also fight the Royal Jelly the complete opposite way and just go in with Heavenly Storm and Onga Bonga it the same way that I did on Elf. But that would probably get me killed, since this fight is just way nastier than Elf 3, with a bunch of dudes that are super fast and that hit super hard. Okay, there it is. I'm gonna break line of sight a bit, just so I can buff as much as possible. Let's see. Let's think about it for a second. I need to Serpent Slash here. If I can Serpent Slash here, I can get a staff guaranteed. I'm also gonna Might. I don't think I'm gonna need to haste. Okay, Serpent Slash. Oh, it's the first time ever that I stabbed the Royal Jelly. Let's see what happens now. The Helpless Royal Jelly fails to defend itself. You stick the Royal Jelly like a pink cushion. Lightning curses through the Royal Jelly, in case it was not enough damage to kill it, of course. You kill the Royal Jelly. The stone walls suddenly crumble and collapse. With an infernal noise, a power ruling this place vanishes. Dying Royal Jelly spits out 19 more jellies, as it often does. Hacker. With Serpent Slash, you're guaranteed stabs. Like, I only needed to not wake up the Royal Jelly when I stood here, or whatever it was. I think it was here, right? And then I use Serpent Slash. Do I have Immolation? I do, but I don't have fire resistance, so it would kill me. So I'm not doing that. What I'm doing is reading Teleport and then running for my life. What loot do we have on the floor, by the way? Translucent hand axe, nothing too interesting. Yeah. Now I can. That was so clean. That was probably one of the cleanest kills of the Royal Jelly that I've ever done. Fantastic. Truly wonderful. 10 out of 10. This is so funny to watch since you know I hate stabbers. Yeah, like, but this is a special kind of stabber. Like, this is taking all that I don't like about stabbing and hexes and stuff, like the uncertainty and like all those things that I always talk about when it comes to stabbers, and minimizing it like pretty much as possible, with the very reduced line of sight, with the free actions. Like, it is as consistent as you can get stabs that are not guarantees from Uskoyo, because Uskoyo gives you guaranteed stabbing. You get to 3 pips of piety, Uskoyo paralyzes everyone, and then you just like blow them up like that. It is much different from Wujian. Wujian is much more exciting, but you also need to be able to properly fight if you fail to staff. So I like this way more than I like playing Enchanter, for example. I think this is just significantly better than playing Enchanter. Not only better, but also more fun than playing Enchanter. Okay, have 1 pip of cold resistance. More than enough to kill these Azure Jellies. You blow them up at 6 pips of piety? You also blow them up at 3 pips of piety with the staffs. Though with Wujian is a bit more obvious than you're actually blowing them up, because the game literally says you blow up the thing. Hey, Scythe of Curses. Oh, Scythe of Curses is still a scythe. Take a look at that. Yeah, base attack delay 2.0, base damage 14. I think that was intentional. I remember reading something about the Scythe of Curses not changing when the sights when all sights turned into halberds. That's a change that happened like a couple of weeks ago, like a week or two ago. I don't know exactly when it happened, but now all sides are just reskinned halberds. Like the game even tells you that for practical purposes it is exactly the same as a halberd when you inspect it. Obviously not with the Scythe of Curses, because the Scythe of Curses is still a scythe. But that's a special thing. Snakebite. I guess we got Snakebite, but I didn't see it. Snakebite. It's not Snakebite, is it? The Whip of the Unspeakable one, if you were talking about that one. Translucent Triple Crossbow. Let's take a look at it. I'm not gonna use it because I have like no line of sight. The ring, whip in the bottom right. I will check the ring in the whip in the bottom right. Plus 10 triple crossbow of the eggplant. Not terrible at all. I know that a fair amount of you would probably just immediately go for launchers if you were to stumble upon such an exquisite item. But I don't think I like the current iteration of launchers. Oh wow, there was a snake bite. Yeah, you were correct. There's a snake bite here. I didn't see it. Am I standing on it? I'm not standing on it. Yeah, right here. Snake bite. It's just that I have no line of sight. Also, it's just like black in console. It's a black weapon. Similar to how the Scythe of Curses looks right now. It's just a straight up black and highlighted. Sometimes it is hard to differentiate some weapons like that. Unfortunately, we have no use for Snakebite. We would like to see Arcblade. Now that is an on-brand art that I am interested in with this character. So yeah, just like literally killing the royal jelly by stabbing it and then just teleporting away got the job done very, very easily. Big happy about how that went. Probably one of the cleanest royal jelly kills that I've ever had. I was at no risk at any point in that kill. So yeah, 10 out of 10. Mm, let's go into. I have 3 runes already. I could just win the game. I don't have fire resistance, however. I'm really thinking about replacing my robe of knight with a robe of or with fire skills. But I have not gotten fire skills yet. Does acquirement always generate an artifact? No, not really. In fact, the most recent acquirement that I had with this character didn't generate an artifact. It generated very bad things. Mm, like a staff and other like random trash that I was not going to use. So I grabbed the gold that I'm probably not gonna use either, but I at least will maybe use that as opposed to certainly not use that. Mm, okay, let's go do depths and let's try to get some fire resistance out here. If I don't get it, it's kind of okay. It's actually not the end of the world, but I would really like to get some fire resistance. It woke up. Yeah, so far the rampaging hasn't been terrible. I've rampaged more distance than with Jian. So it's not terrible. Yeah, not the worst thing ever. I still get some staffs, as you can see. Okay, golden dragon. Let's try to stab a golden dragon. I mean, I already stabbed the royal jelly. There's no way that I'm not one-shotting a golden dragon with a staff. I don't think I can kill Tiamat with a staff, but it would be funny if I could. Man, this character feels really strong. Like it really is all that I was expecting it to be when I tried to, start playing swords dexterity characters. Like when I had the idea of, hey, Kobold Staver is kind of a swords dexterity character. I thought that it was gonna be good, but it was gonna take a while for it to get good. And it is exactly that. Like it really was the exact experience that I was expecting, not really hoping for. At least it was not as bad. It was not bad. Like it could have been bad, and then that would have been pretty sad. But it was also not like the most powerful thing ever. Um, I would say that it is pretty okay, but I still prefer other swords dexterity characters such as Merfolk. Merfolk might be like the best species in the game right now. Minotaur is not the best melee species in the game, in my opinion. Mm, yeah, if you have not tried Swords Dexterity Merfolk, try it. Please try it. It's gonna be incredible. Just like get a triple sword or a great sword and just like press tab and win the game. And have like 50 evasion. Yeah, it's super good. Mm. Would it be OP if it did? Not really, because artifacts are very hit and miss. Um, it tries to generate like good items for you, but it sometimes fails very um, drastically at generating items that would be good for your character. Sometimes multiple times in a row too. Oh, I am using the rapier. I should be using the demon blade. No wonder this frost giant is killing me. Mm. And this is with 1 pip of cold resistance. Now imagine if I didn't have any. This arena kind of sucks to fight on because I cannot really hurt multiple dudes with Wujian. I'm only hurting one dude. The frost giant is almost dead. There we go. There we go. Hell Harrower. Protect. Okay, this would have been so good if I could use it. Yeah, resistance to electricity and fire resistance and see invisible. All of those things are really, really good, but I cannot pick that or cannot use that as a weapon. Mm. Does Jian trigger protection? Yes, it does. Um, yeah, Jian lunges are pretty good on some weapons, such as like electrocution brand and stuff, because you get multiple attacks per lunge. Mm. Oh boy, I just keep finding more enemies. At this point, a sizable percentage of the tiles that I can see are filled with enemies, and I find that to be pretty funny. Mm. Do I Heavenly Storm? I'll do it, why not? And then we just spin to win. This character has been pretty painful so far, but yeah, now we're in a point where I would say that yeah, it's pretty strong. But it took a while, took quite a bit, and there were some situations where I would have died. Yeah, where I was close to dying. Oh wow, I was at 5 pips of piety, didn't even notice. Fire scales are intact enough to wear. Now, if only I had some scrolls of enchant armor. I have one on D14, but one may not be enough. I'd like to find some more dudes to fight, since I don't want my Heavenly Storm to wear off. This looks like it might be full of dudes to fight against. Oh, it's wearing off. I'm scared. Oh, a new enemy to recharge this with. Pretty nice. I wonder if I should maybe like switch to a weaker weapon for the purposes of recharging the Heavenly Storm. Oh, everyone woke up. That sucks. Glad you've enjoyed it. It's a stretch to say that I've enjoyed it. I enjoy the current power level and like iteration of the character, but like go back in time 2 hours and you will see how painful it was. Oh yes, there was a point where the lowest point of this character was when I was doing Spider with a +1 Venom dagger. That was really the lowest point of this character. Everything before that was okay, and then that happened, and I almost died. And then I went into shows instead, and I got some pretty serious upgrades out of doing shows, including my current weapon and the ring that completely changed the character, and that the rest is history. Like after that, the character has been doing quite well. I have gotten no issues with the character after that point. Any species classes you like Kaslal with? I don't like Kaslal. I would say that Kaslal is one of the worst gods in the game. Not only do I not like Kaslal, but I also think Kaslal is very weak and very dangerous to play. So if you really want to play a Kaslal character for some reason, maybe you can get away with a demon spawn or a heal orc. Probably a heal orc, since heal orc is just really strong in melee. But also has the fantastic invocations aptitude that Kaslal pretty much demands of you. Yeah, I'm just gonna get the 27 stealth, and then after that I'll think about what else I train. I'm getting it not because I particularly care about the stealth, but because I want the title. Yeah, I really want the stealth title since I never get them. I may not have a stealth title in this account. Is it Politician now, the stealth title? Oh, that must be for Short Blades, Politician. Because when I originally won my Spriggan Enchanter, I won with the title Politician. And that was for 27 stabbing back in the day. But now there's no more stabbing, so I guess the title was transferred to short blades. Castle also does so much damage, but also kills you. Yeah, the way that Castle kills you is it makes a lot of noise, and so it's very difficult for you to rest after a fight. So you are either powerful enough to just kill everything without needing to rest, or not powerful enough and you just get into fights and fights and fights and fights and have to spend consumables to not die, which is not that great in my opinion. That's why I don't like Castle that much, because not all characters can be God tier characters, and if you are a God tier character, why do you need Castle? Castle is kind of win more if you think about it. Yeah, I don't like Castle. I should make a video. It's not. It wouldn't be a goth tier list. It would be more like gods in the order on which I enjoy them. Because I enjoy some gods that wouldn't really be like high tier. If you were to ask the community, for example, Wujian. Wujian is like the ultimate example of that. Ooh, this is definitely a serpent slash moment. Oh, that. How come literally everyone woke up at the same time? That's just painful. Yep, just like stabbing things. Fire skills located. Yeah, I got fire skills, but unfortunately I also don't have a skills of enchant armor. Enchant armor. I have one, and I don't really want to. I mean, I would love to use them, but I don't think I can afford to with only one scroll of enchant armor. They would really fix my resistances quite a bit, but I don't think I can. Throwing is different from ranged in trunk. Wait, does throwing still exist in trunk? Yes, it does. Okay, so the way that it works, like I like this menu. Let me switch to console for a bit to explain this. I like this menu a lot more now. Like the current arrangement of the skills makes a lot of sense. It's fighting, the weapon skills that scale with strength, the weapon skills that scale with dexterity, the things that you use to not die horribly, magic, and last but not least, you got the consumable skills. And as you can see, throwing is here and ranged weapons is here. So like they are now very, very much distinctly different from one another. Which is a pretty good thing about the rework of ranged as a whole in 0.29. I just wish that it didn't hose you super heavily for using heavy armor. That's my only issue with it, truly. The fact that it ruins your attack speed if you use heavy armor. That it really is not compatible with things like like a Narvalest or any like any crossbow. Those ones have an attack delay of 1.0 min delay, and it can be pretty bad if you're using a heavy armor. Don't like it. Don't like it. Killer fighter is boring. Throwing is different from ranged. Kind of weird to you, but you like the distinction. Glad that's how it works now. You don't know Gladiator has more flavor than Fighter. A Gladiator starts with ranged weapons. Funny thing that you mention it. I wish I had Wand of Light. I have Wand of Quicksilver. With Wand of Light, I could stab Juggernauts and stuff. But since I do not have it, I guess I'm gonna throw Kirare. It would be unusual if this guy was to kill me. I don't think it can kill me. You block the Juggernaut's attack times 2. Nice. Oh, okay, that hit me kinda hard. And then we blow it up with a Serpent Slash. Serpent Slash is such a good ability. It really is incredible. What you're hearing is if you want to have a heavy archer, you should play to exhaustion, where you still have 0.28. It's not like 0.28 is gonna magically disappear when 0.29 becomes a stable version, but kind of. Like if you only feel like playing stable, if that's your thing, if you only play stable and nothing more than stable, then kind of yes. Like get all your 0.28 archers out of the way while you can still wear plates while using your ranged weapons, because you're not gonna be able to do that for much longer. Also, I think that ranged weapons were better in 0.28 because they just dealt more damage. Um, and I think the current iteration of ranged weapons is to turn them into a weapon that obviously has the advantage of shooting and therefore being able to hit whatever you have on the screen, like at the edge of the screen, but also comes with the severe downside of being worse than a melee weapon, because that's exactly how it is. And in older versions, it was more like a consumable kind of thing, where you needed your ammunition to be able to use them, the range weapons properly. With no ammunition, no range weapon. But they didn't really have the weakness compared to melee weapons that they have now. So yeah, it was overall a nerf of ranged weapons, but you can also use them earlier in the game. Like they're weapons now, as opposed to what they were before, which were consumables that eventually became completely irrelevant because you just had enough of the consumable to not have to worry about it. Um, so in that regard, the change really achieved what it wanted to achieve, and that is the thing that I don't have that many issues with. The thing that I have issues with is absolutely the fact that it is ruined by your body armor. Like if you're using body armor and you want to shoot your weapons, you better be ready to like shoot at 1.1, 1.2 delay if you're using an arbalest. There was a character that I played recently with ranged weapons just to try them again, where I had a longbow speed and I was shooting it at min delay of a normal longbow. Like I was shooting at 0.6 delay, and it was a longbow speed, and that made me very, very sad. So much, in fact, that I don't really feel like playing ranged weapons characters again. Yeah, it was pretty whack in my opinion. Oh, Serpent Slash doesn't trigger rampaging. Interesting. Golden Stealth? Yeah, 27 Stealth. I even got these asterisks right here. In case you don't know, once you fill the stealth bar, that's not it. There's another bar in addition to that. Mm, so you can get even more stealth than what I currently have. And yeah, I only got 27 stealth for the ninja title. It's such a good title. I think I maybe should get more like defensive skills, more dodging, more shields, more fighting, of course. I'm gonna train dodging. Hmm. The stealth was only for the vanity title. I didn't particularly care about being completely silent and being able to staff things like crazy, like I'm currently doing. But I have to say that it is a nice upside of getting the vanity title. So stealthy that they don't even know that they're dead when they die. They just become more asleep, pretty much. And things are really not waking up. I like it. I have to say that this kind of feels like the Dream Stabber. This is really what people imagine playing Stabber is when they come into contact with the idea of stabbing. But I know that it is not like this on most characters. It really is only on some very special specific characters like the one that I'm currently playing as. I not only am a kobold, but I also have access to the robe of night. So my line of sight is super small. Things barely have the chance to wake up. Sometimes they do, and it is annoying when they do. Mm, but when they don't, which is almost always, I get to kill them. Park hit. Unfortunately for you, park hit, I am literally a hard counter to what you are. Yep. A Troller Armor park hit is intact enough to wear. Something that I wonder about is why is it +0? I know that it's Spargy, right? But it should be like actually +12 or something. Um, so it's exciting to get Throw Letter from park hit. As it is right now, it's only a trophy. A Stabber? Yeah, we're playing a Stabber. What's next, a Hexer? No. No, the only reason why I'm playing this is because I thought it was going to be good and funny with the sword's dexterity changes of 0.29. I played it to try it. I know that nothing has changed to make hexes enjoyable, so I'm not gonna play hexes. If there's ever a change that makes hexes into something that's appealing to me, then I would play hexes. But until then, I don't think so. Mm, yeah, I have to say that Kobold is. I don't know where I put it in my species tier list last time that I did that, but it's gonna go up. I can almost guarantee that it's gonna go up because I've been having a better time with this character than you would think. Mm, okay, so now I have 3 runes. I have 3 runes with this character. I can go into Slime 5, or I can go into Bolts 5, I can go into Crypt, or I can just win the game, or I can just like do, I don't know, 6 levels of a Ziggurat or so just for the memes. But I'm probably just gonna win the game. But I will do that tomorrow because it's midnight. I'm just gonna save in SOT and just walk around poking things with my rapier with no fire resistance. With no fire resistance, I need to fix that. Um, yeah, I really need to fix that. I cannot be the boy of fire resistance and thought I'm gonna get killed otherwise. Mm, how do we fix this? Thinking about it.
My wife still doesn't believe in me.
Shaper, thank you so much for the gifts of to Spin Dart. I appreciate the support. It really helps a lot. Mm, the appealing part of Hexes you found is how miserable it was. It made you giggle and laugh. Did you end up winning a Hexes character, or did you just like bail out on it? Because like really, the miserable part of Hexes, like trying to hex and then failing to hex, is just awful. Like I don't want that. I don't need that. Why would I submit myself to that in this game when I can just like cast Firestorm? That's my thought process. Like, why am I doing this when I could just be casting Firestorm instead? Hmm. The only way to play a Hexes character is to hex yourself IRL to do it, pretty much. Can we watch you do extended sometime? Funny that you mentioned that because literally yesterday I posted a video on YouTube where I talk about why I don't like to do extended. You should go check that video out. Also, I recently played extended ogre character that is still rather fresh on my mind. That inspired me to do that video. Yeah, not really. Like if there's gonna be extended runs in the stream, it's gonna happen like once every 2 or 3 months or so. Maybe most likely during the tournaments. But there's only one tournament every 6 months, so maybe like a couple of runs between the tournaments, or like maybe more if there's some interesting changes to extended. But other than that, not really. 50% chance to hex, we can do this. Fail to affect, fail to affect, fail to affect, fail to affect, you don't have enough mana. Yeah, pretty much. You gave up? You had a run with everything. Orb of Gal, Hexes. Oh, Hexes may paralyze DS mutation. It's not only for Hexes. That works for every spell. That makes it really good for stabbing, actually. Like, you can cast real spells, and then either your real spells kill the thing, or it gets paralyzed and you just stab it. I like that mutation a lot. It's one of my favorite mutations on Demon Spawn. Hood of the Assassin, you still felt better to just not invest instead. in OTAP Dex Swords. Yeah, the thing is that you were very close to greatness. Like, you do not invest in hexes in that position, but you invest in stealth so you can actually staff and you just cast things, and either your things kill the dudes or they get paralyzed and you staff them. It is really, really strong of a mutation. Um, but yeah, I need fire resistance, unfortunately. I think I'm gonna have to try on the fire skills. Yeah, let's go get those and try them on. Let's see how they look. Ooh, my evasion takes a nosedive. Like, it really gets absolutely hammered. 30-29 versus 26-40. 30-29. No cold resistance, 2 pips of fire resistance. This is not the worst ever. Like, really, it is not the worst ever. It is certainly doable. I wish I had cold poison resistance too. Mm, Shield of poison resistance, please, because that would be pretty great. I don't see anything here. I might want to do Bolts 5 then. I'm gonna do Bolts 5 tomorrow. Um, yeah, going to Bolts 5, try to get some better loot out of doing that, and then go into SOT and win the game like that. Extended is pain, but it's fun pain. See, the thing is that I don't find it that fun. Oh yeah, I did lose a source of willpower. That's a big deal because I need another source of willpower um, for doing SOT. Like, you really need 2 sources of willpower as a species. That gets 3 per level up, and I have 2 already. Like, I have 1, and I think this gives me willpower. Yeah, that's the reason why I'm using these boots. 2 sources of willpower thanks to those boots. So I will leave it here. Tomorrow I'll come back, do Bolts 5. Hope that I get some good loot out of it. Otherwise, I would probably do Crypt. Maybe do a teeny tiny bit of Cigarette, but like not that much since a stealth Cigarette is not really possible. Um, and then do Sot and win the game. Yeah, the Royal Jelly Staff was pretty good. First time ever that I've done it, and yeah, I like it because you always see posts of people on Reddit saying that they are absolutely like surprised by the result of stabbing the Royal Jelly. Well, like, I knew what was coming, and I still found it pretty funny. Let's see who we